Hello, hello, my lovely bees. Honey here once again on a Wednesday, about to watch some videos. uh, Hello. Hi, love. I see you got first today. Very nice. Thank you for buzzing in. Hi, Blue. Hi, Vamp. Thank you for buzzing in as well. I appreciate it. 25 stream streak. Very nice, Vamp. Very nice indeed. How are you all doing? I'm doing pretty good. Not too bad for a Wednesday. Hi, Nadine. How are you? I'm gonna watch some videos today. Not necessarily spooky ones, but uh, interesting, I hope. Let's see. I made a playlist. I actually took the time to make one this time. But the first one I have is 28 last photos of extinct animals. It's not very long, I don't think. No, it's 34 minutes, so it'll take me like an hour maybe to watch it. If I yap a lot, if I don't yap a lot, then, maybe 40 minutes, maybe 50. We'll see. I did. Oh, okay. I thought my desktop was still muted. It's not. For once. 2 hours later. Damn, is that the purple syrup? What? Hi, Bob. Whoa, weird to see you, especially this early. How are you? Welcome, welcome. What do you mean the purple syrup? Where? I don't see it. I guess I'll start the video though. I think I turned captions on already. I'll be honest, I don't know. Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm about to clock out. Thought so. Thought so. Hi, Greeny Chocolate. How are you? Welcome, welcome. You enjoying my YouTube there?
You already know that thousands of years ago,
Is this loud?
dinosaurs
Yeah, it
used
is.
to
Okay.
exist in this world. But you've probably never seen a picture of a dinosaur captured on camera, because back then, cameras hadn't even been invented, and there were no
Oh my God. Cameras weren't invented when the dinosaurs existed. Did you guys know that? Crazy. They're spitting facts here. Loki was up last night playing. Oh. Who's that lady? Sexy lady. Who's that lady? Beautiful lady. Okay. Hi, Unks. Welcome, welcome. What's ow? I know what Elden Ring is, but what's ow? Hand pink waving. Oh, hey, Blue, you're in my YouTube. I was like, what is hand pink waving? I forget that it doesn't show the emojis in my restream chat. It literally writes out their name. Shocked Pikachu face? No, I didn't know this fact. Right, Vamp? Right? Not with that attitude they didn't. What's up, Unks? How you doing? Overwatch. Oh, okay, I probably could have guessed that, but I didn't even try. I just saw the word ow and was like, what happened?
humans around in that era. When the camera was invented in the 1800s, animal documentation changed drastically. In today,
Yeah, because before then, didn't they used to just draw pictures of animals? Isn't that why we have dragons? They saw dinosaur bones and they were just like, dragons. And then they drew them with really weird faces in medieval times. Like they put human faces on animal bodies because they didn't know how to draw animals. I'm stuffed. Buy one, get one free pizza from Domino's. What? They don't have that deal here. Or if they do, it's usually like you have to pay full price for the pizza, the first one. Menu price is what they call it. And it's always way more expensive than I always do. Like they do medium two topping pizzas for $7.99 if you buy two. So that's usually what I do. 16 for two. Yeah, see, my deal is about the same. It's like 15 for two mediums. When we playing Ow, Honey? I don't know. Whenever you and Zio are available, I guess, and I am. You know my schedule. It doesn't change. It's the same every week. I'm here at the same time, same days. Got figured out with Zio, I guess. How you doing tonight, Miha? I'm doing good. Not too bad, Tio. About to watch videos, which is one of my favorite things to do now. Which is crazy because I never used to do it until one day I just was like, meh. Let's watch something. Ooh. Is this a Tasmanian? No. Wait, is it a Tasmanian tiger? I don't know. Let me let the video play instead of trying to guess. If it's okay, I'm fine with switching our Elden Ring for Overwatch if it's okay with you. You'd have to check with Zio. And see if she's even available first. And then get back to me, I guess. That new Netflix anime is wild. Which one? I've been watching Shangri-La Frontier. I literally just started it today. I got to like episode 3. Someone from the Void. Hello, I would like to apologize if I hurt or bothered you with one of my recent messages, but going forward, I won't be in here. Good to you and goodbye. Okay, Void. Bye. I don't really know how to respond to that, but no worries. No hard feelings. Hi, Sai. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Thank you for buzzing in. What, Unks? But yeah, what Unks is saying, there's no hard feelings. You're always welcome. Everybody's welcome.
Today's video.
Unless they get banned, then they're not welcome. But unless you're banned, you're basically welcomed.
I'm going to show you the last photos ever taken of 28 extinct animals.
I need to raise the volume in my headphones. I think I accidentally lowered it again.
Number 28.
Oh, God.
Passenger pigeon.
Too loud.
Imagine looking up and seeing the sky go dark, not because of clouds, but because of birds. Passenger pigeons once filled the skies of North America in huge numbers. A single flock could take hours to pass. There were billions of them, but this flood of wings didn't last. European settlers cut down the forests where the pigeons lived, so survival became harder. Therefore, when people learned these birds were an easy, endless source of meat, hunting became ruthless. Passenger pigeons became food for breakfast.
Wait, people were eating pigeons? But now they call them like rats of the sky. I love pigeons, by the way. I think they're beautiful. I like the way they walk with their little head bob. People were eating them though? Just this specific one though? Passenger pigeons? Yeah, Zio ain't got work that day, so we can play the 27th. All right, I'm down. Make sure your internet's working and make sure pudding's there. And maybe send me a reminder so I don't forget and make sure I have Overwatch updated and everything. Honey once jumped me because I said violet isn't as good as purple and I'm still here. Just once?
Lunch and dinner. Their numbers dropped fast. What once seemed
Also, I'm pretty forgiving person, if I'm being honest. Sometimes to my detriment.
endless was gone in just a few decades. By 1914, only one was left, a female named Martha. She lived at the Cincinnati Zoo. When Martha died, so did her kind. Passenger pigeons were more.
Can different breeds of pigeons not like breed with each other? Like, could they not have just gotten Martha a boyfriend pigeon that was from a different species? Or not species, but like, I don't know, what are they called? Like, different breed, right? Like dog breeds, I guess, but bird breeds. Does that make sense? I don't know if that sounds right. But you know what I'm saying. You guys get it, probably. I'm going to ignore that, Unks. I'm going to ignore both those last comments you made.
More than birds. They were like a living flood that shaped nature itself, but careless human actions erased them forever.
Patients around the world
Oh
are
my
cleaning their
God.
retainers.
Nah. Ew.
Number 27, Caribbean monk seal. The Caribbean monk seal was the only seal native to the Gulf of Mexico. Long ago, it was common across the region. Seals gathered in groups of about 30, but sometimes over 100 crowded together. They ate fish and crustaceans. On land, they moved slowly but didn't fear people, often approaching out of curiosity. That curiosity became their weakness. Hunters found them easy targets, overhunting their prey, food scarce.
Whoops, I hit the wrong button. I hydrated, by the way. Thank you, love. Thank you for caring about my hydration, although it's Dr. Pepper Zero, but still. It has water in the formula, I'm pretty sure. You sassy? No. Kind of early to be making... No, I'm not. Hi, Levi. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday to you. Thanks for following me on TikTok, by the way. I saw that. I'm really terrible about making sure I keep up with my TikTok, but I'm trying to get better. That's why I'm always begging people for clips. I don't have a lot of time to do that, but I try my best to make clips for my YouTube and my TikTok. I try. Like 1%? What? 1% what? I feel like I missed something. She is. Hunni is giving Wow, you're still here, Bob? Thought you were going to bed. Staying here trying to get me in trouble. Water? Oh, is it really? You're just being sarcastic, right? Isn't zero soda 98% water? If it is, it's the most delicious water I've ever had. You're putting yourself in trouble? Don't pick. I'm not picking on Bob. You'll know what I'm picking on Bob. I'm not picking on Bob. Okay. So, let's get... Are they about to beat these seals? This is crazy that they used to just go around smacking seals like this. The heck? I wish the seals just attacked them. Gave them all peg legs back then. Bob is innocent. Who pinned that? Bob did. Wow. I am here keeping an eye on chat, but will probably only lurk. Hi, Rue. I hope you're doing good. No worries. You can lurk. Thank you for being in my YouTube and modding it. I appreciate you. Anyone who knows you missass yourself. I don't missass myself. That's craziness. No, it actually is 99% water, more water than regular soda. Well, that's good. I need to drink more water. Because I drink plain water too, but I don't enjoy it. I just make myself do it so, you know, I can feel better. Like I'm healthy or something. Wish someone would smack me. Don't tempt me. But don't pick on Bob and don't say unks. Those guys are my bros. Why don't you want me to say unks? Rue? I be smacking my seal like... Oh my god, Bob. I almost read that whole thing. You don't have a seal, you have cats.
Bears, therefore weakening the seals further. People wanted their blubber because it could be turned into oil, but they also hunted them for meat. Therefore, by the 1850s, the Caribbean monk seal had already become rare. In 1886, a survey found many seals.
Did you just say Hunni has hands? Of course I have hands. They're right here. I have 2 of them. Look, I can also do this. I have hands. I don't smack... Well, I hope you don't smack Pudding. You better not. Or the other ones. I don't remember most of their names, I'm gonna be honest. I know they start with P's. I think there might be a Pippin. Is there a Polly? I don't know. Very short time. My hands are... Okay, I do have small... They're petite lady hands is what I have. Because I'm a petite lady. Karaoke stream? No. No karaoke stream. This is my let me tell you about it microphone. I'll put that away. Let's get back to the video. Quasi. It is Quasi. That you didn't know I had hands, to specify. Did you change your color, Levi? Were you pink before? I could have sworn you were orange. Maybe I'm wrong.
Islands, but scientists killed 42 just
No!
to send specimens
Oh my God.
to museums.
I thought I was gonna have to watch
only
that.
2 of those specimens remain, both in the UK. One of the last photos shows 4 monk seals at the New York Aquarium. In 1952, a final confirmed sighting happened off Colombia's coast. Since then, no one has ever seen a Caribbean monk seal again.
I hope they still exist. Like, I hope they're like on a tiny island nobody knows about and they're repopulating. And that if they come back and people realize they're here, that people don't do that again. Don't club them. Rue, can your PC run toxic? Oh, you're talking to Rue. You my YouTube? Oh, I don't know. I've always been blue on my end. I didn't know you could change colors. I think you can choose the color you are in chat. I'm pretty sure. 52% sus checks out.
Number 26, golden toad. First, don't mistake golden toads for frogs. They're both amphibians, but very different creatures. These small, bright orange toads lived in just one tiny patch of rainforest high in Costa Rica's mountains. For years, they thrived. Every mating season,
Unks is 31%. Nah. Nightbot. Nightbot, what are you doing? Bob is 90% sus? Okay, maybe Nightbot's onto something here. I think Nightbot's onto something there. For sure. I think Nightbot's thinking about that. You... Nightbot! Why didn't it give you one, love? What the heck? It just skipped you. I think when people do it too fast, that happens. If you want to try again. It's not correct. I'm 88% suspicious of you guys. That's correct.
hundreds
Let me learn about these toads.
gathered in one place, a vibrant explosion of color on the forest floor. But that crowd didn't last. In 1987, scientists found many golden toads, healthy and active. Just 1 year
Aw, love, you're not very sus. You're innocent. You're just a sweetie pie.
later,
Oh,
only about 10 or 11 were left. Therefore, by 1989, all were gone except for a single lonely male. After that, despite years of searching, not a single golden toad was ever seen again. In 2004, they were officially declared extinct. So what happened? Two forces hit them at once. A severe drought struck their rainforest home, but something worse followed. Chytrid fungus. This deadly disease thickened their skin, blocking their ability to breathe. Since amphibians rely on their skin to absorb oxygen, it was a silent killer. Even today, chytrid fungus still threatens amphibians around the world.
the heck?
Ditch those flat irons that are frying your hair right now.
Nah,
One
I would
gentle
burn
brush
myself.
with this fixes it
Nope.
all. It features
I do have one that looks
a
kind of like this. It's like a brush, but it doesn't have steam. I can't have it that hot. It would burn my hair because I have thick hair and it's naturally wavy. So, but I use a brush kind of like this. I have a flat iron too, but I don't like it. I just do this one. And even then, it's never perfectly straight. I just don't care.
The picture you're seeing shows one of the final healthy gatherings of golden toads, a snapshot of life just before it disappeared forever. Number 25, Carolina parakeet. This was one of the most striking birds ever.
Did you just say... No, I'm talking about my real hair. Why would I need fake hair? I'm Hispanic. I have a ton of hair. It's thick. Whoops, I muted
to
it.
live in North America. It wasn't just colorful, it was the only native parrot on the continent's
We had a
plains,
parrot?
even wandering into southern Canada at times. These birds were once everywhere. They traveled in noisy, playful flocks that filled the forests of the southeastern United States. But what they ate made them unusual: cocklebur seeds. These seeds are poisonous, so after eating them, the parakeets themselves became toxic. Any predator
Good. I like when birds are toxic. I'm not gonna read that, Bob. Or that, Unks. Honey, what? Wow.
even a hungry house cat could die just from eating
Why
them.
are they
But
showing
this natural
that?
defense didn't protect them from humans.
One of the stray cats brought me like the head of a gopher one time. I was not pleased by this offering that they brought to me. Like, I was pleased that they cared enough to think that they needed to provide food for me, but I did not want that gopher head. And it looked very annoyed with me when I buried it, but I was like, I'm not eating that. This is not happening. Thank you, though, for this gift.
In the early 1900s, people in the US fell in love with fashion made from animal feathers. A particular hat, decorated with parakeet feathers, became wildly popular.
It has the bird's head still attached. That's like a taxidermy hat. I always wanted a bird, but they seem like a lot. They are. My mom had little parakeets and I think it's a cockatoo. I don't remember, but she had 3 of them. They were very cute, very noisy. They poop a ton, so you have to constantly clean the cage, and they were mean. I got bit so many times by one of them, and one of them laid an egg. but it just like fell and cracked at the bottom of the cage. It was really, really not great. I don't remember what happened to them. I remember us having them and then I remember us not having them, but I don't remember what happened to them. I don't even remember asking what happened to them. I think she might have given them away though to like my grandma or someone in my family. I don't know. Yeah. They were always in their cage though. They were not like let out, but it was a really big cage. I'll stick with my dog. Yeah, I much prefer dogs. I like cats too, but I haven't had a pet cat since I was a kid. But I've had dogs since then.
Popular. Therefore, hunters began targeting
Cockatoos sound scary. They can. They screech really loud, like really loud.
them in large numbers. Their feathers flooded markets. Farmers saw them as pests, too. These bright parrots raided crops in search of seeds, but found themselves killed for it. The real mystery? In 1896, a healthy flock was still nesting and raising young. Yet by 1904, they had almost completely disappeared. How could millions vanish so fast? This photo shows the very last Carolina parakeet, a bird named Incas. Shockingly, Incas was kept in the same cage as Martha, the last passenger pigeon. Incas died in 1918, only 4 years after Martha. One bright bird, once everywhere, gone forever.
They kept two basically like endangered birds that were the last of their kind in the same freaking cage. That's depressing. They were just like, yo, you're the last freaking parakeet and you're the last pigeon. They be sounding like banshees pretty much. Sound like my ex. That thing was loud. Oh my God. Dang. I'll take your word for it, I guess. Exes do be like that sometimes. You too, Levi? Dang.
Number 24, quagga. At first glance,
What?
this animal looked like a strange mix, part zebra but part plain horse. Its stripes covered only the front half of its body, but faded into solid brown.
Don't they mix? I swear now, like they have donkeys and zebras, like they have make them mate and they create like sterile babies. I forget what they're called. Is it debras or zonkies? I think they're called zonkies, something like that. I thought that's what this was, but so this is basically the same thing, right? Is it like a zebra that somehow got with a wild horse? So it's technically not a or evolutionary thing. It's just like a weird, weird happening. Nah, thankfully I've been blessed with great previous partners. Aw, that's cute. I hate when the house be all peaceful and quiet, then boom, the girlfriend. Dang, love. That's why I'll stay single a bit longer. I love my peace. Fair.
On the back, its belly and legs, pure white. This wasn't just any zebra. The quagga was a unique subspecies, living only in southern Africa's dry grasslands and scrublands. But peace between the Dutch and British in the 1800s didn't mean peace for the quagga. Therefore, settlers believed
Why are the British always murdering everything? I swear. They just like to go to new lands and just attack wildlife, people, steal everything, I swear.
these animals were plentiful, but they were wrong. Hunting exploded. By 1878, just one quagga remained in captivity, a lonely female at the Amsterdam Zoo. When she died in 1883, no one panicked. The zoo simply requested another quagga be captured. But the truth was far darker. The last wild quagga had disappeared 5 years earlier. Without warning, this odd zebra slipped into extinction while the world barely noticed. Today, scientists are working to bring the quagga back, but back then, it was gone forever.
Wait, they're trying to bring it back? Why? Like, not that they shouldn't, but why? Ah, I'm getting bonked. Ow. Thank you for buzzing in, Shadow.
Number 23, Barbary lion. It
Barbary.
once ruled the Atlas Mountains of North Africa. Unlike today's African lions, which have manes only around their heads, Barbary lions had dark, thick manes that stretched from head to toe. Their
Whoa.
thick fur wasn't just for show, it helped them survive the cold mountain air. But their appearance wasn't what made them legendary. For thousands of years, these lions lived near some of history's most powerful civilizations.
The UK has a zombie outbreak? What? I don't believe that. Remember when they said there was a zombie outbreak in Florida? But it was just a guy on drugs?
They fought in Roman arenas. They inspired the fierce Egyptian goddess Sekhmet. Therefore, it's no surprise that humans feared them deeply. Killing a Barbary lion wasn't just hunting. It was a symbol of strength and bravery. So people hunted them fast, chasing glory while driving this subspecies closer to extinction. By the 20th century, the Barbary lion was almost gone. The spread of firearms and government bounties sealed their fate. The last known lion was shot in the 1960s. But here's where it gets interesting.
Are you serious? I really hate that. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I really hate big game hunting. Like, where people go to other countries just to hunt, like, elephants and lions and things. It's disgusting. That lion's wearing a pimp jacket. What? Oh, because he's furry belly. They also said Tennessee has them too. Wait, lions or zombie outbreaks? I almost spilled my soda on myself. What am I doing?
In 1942, 2 years after the species was officially declared extinct, a French military photographer named Marcelin Flood spotted a lone Barbary lion from a helicopter over the Atlas Mountains. He quickly raised his camera and captured what many believe is the final photo of this majestic beast. The image remains haunting and beautiful, a symbol of what we lost. Yet the story doesn't end there. Recent genetic research revealed that Barbary lions aren't truly gone. They belong to a single family line that stretches across North Africa, the Middle East, Southern Europe, and Asia. And today, a small population of their close relatives, Asiatic lions, still survives in India.
Couldn't
Imagine being able to build
Gosh dang it, ad. Couldn't they bring them back, like the lions? It seems like it would be easy to do. Ooh.
22. Thylacine, better known as the Tasmanian tiger or Tasmanian wolf, wasn't related to tigers or wolves at all. It was a carnivorous marsupial, native to Tasmania and parts of Australia, that raised its young in a pouch, but hunted small animals to survive. Its story is tragic. On mainland Australia, thylacines vanished about 3,000 years ago after humans introduced dingoes, which outcompeted them for food and pushed them to extinction.
Wait, dingoes? Dingoes weren't native to Australia? I forget what that's called. Invasive species, that's what it's called. I just remembered it. Didn't they recreate the direwolf for a couple years? Did they? I remember they were going to, but I didn't know if they were successful. Well, they extracted the zombie bacteria from Antarctica. Of course they did. Do you think there were zombie dinosaurs?
There. But in Tasmania, thylacines survived longer. Their reputation as sheep killers made them targets. Therefore, from 1888 to 1909, the government offered bounties: £1 for every adult, £0.50 for each pup, leading to the killing of around 2,000 animals. This relentless hunt pushed them to the brink. By the early 20th century, their numbers had collapsed, with only a handful left. Eventually, only a single female remained. She spent her final days in Hobart Zoo, dying on September 7, 1936. The haunting final photo of this exhausted animal, captured shortly before her death, is all we have left, a chilling reminder of how fast humans can wipe out an entire species. Number 21, Zanzibar leopard. It was once a
21.
small but fierce predator living on the island of Zanzibar in Tanzania. Its pale coat helped it
Yo, zombie dinosaurs would actually be pretty slick. I mean, it sounds cool for like a movie, but I don't know if I would actually want to go to like Jurassic Park and the zombie dinosaurs be there. Not in real life, God no, but I take a game on. Oh, okay. Same.
disappear into the island's dry, dusty landscape. It wasn't as large as modern leopards, but it was fast, smart, and deadly, capable of hunting pigs and even primates. In 1960, the Tanzanian government saw these leopards as a danger to people, so a campaign was launched to wipe them out. Fear spread, bullets followed, and the population collapsed. By the late 20th century, the species was
Hi, Meep. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for buzzing in. How you doing?
was declared extinct. Their last confirmed sighting came in 1990. The few photos that remain might be the final proof they ever existed. But in 2003, a National Geographic team claimed to have captured one on film. Locals were thrilled, but scientists never confirmed the footage. So were they truly gone, or hiding somewhere in the shadows of Zanzibar's forests? Number 12.
I hope they're just hiding. I hope they make a comeback. Doing good. How are you? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Not too bad. Just watching some extinct animal videos.
20. Baiji River Dolphin. Once known as the goddess of the Yangtze, the Baiji dolphin was a symbol of China's longest river. For 20 million years, it lived only in the Yangtze, using sonar to hunt and navigate in muddy water. But the same river that gave it life became the reason it disappeared. In the 1950s, thousands of Baiji swam through the Yangtze. By the 1980s, only a few hundred remained. 2 decades later, barely any were left. Pollution, overfishing, and heavy ship traffic turned the river into a death trap. The Baiji lost food, collided with boats, and grew sick from poisoned water. The building of the Three Gorges Dam destroyed its last safe habitats. By the early 2000s, the river that once echoed with dolphin calls had fallen silent. Scientists tried everything. They built safe zones and even caught a few dolphins to protect them, but most died soon after. One survivor, a male named Chi, lived in captivity for 22 years. When he died in 2002, many feared he might be the last. In 2006, a massive expedition searched the entire Yangtze with sonar and ships. After 39 days, they found nothing. The Baiji was declared functionally extinct, the first dolphin species wiped out by humans. Experts called it a shocking tragedy, the loss of an entire branch of life that would never return. Yet, its story sparked change. China later banned commercial fishing on the Yangtze and began protecting the few remaining finless porpoises. The Baiji's ghost still haunts the river, a reminder of how quickly beauty can vanish, but also a warning not to repeat the same mistake.
Fortunately, human beings constantly repeat the same mistakes. A lot of these animals look like the concept art of creatures in games before release. They look mostly familiar, just slightly off. True. This one had really, like, this dolphin had super long, weird, I don't know if it's called a snout when it's like a dolphin, but beak? Is that right? I don't know. But it was really long and weird looking. I remember how bad Japan killed the whales. Yeah. Don't they still go whaling? I can't remember. Humans are pretty good at causing extinctions. Yeah, we are. Unfortunately. And a lot of the times, the government is the one that was approving it. You think it was banned? I hope so.
Number 19. Gastric brooding frog. It was unlike any other creature on Earth. There were 2 kinds, the northern and the southern, both living in tiny corners of eastern Australia. What truly made it special was its strange way of caring for its young. Instead of laying eggs in ponds like other frogs, the mother swallowed the eggs herself. Inside her stomach, digestion stopped completely, and for weeks, her belly became a living nursery filled with tiny tadpoles moving inside her. When the time came, she brought them into the world in an unbelievable way, not through eggs, but through her mouth. Scientists discovered this miracle in the 1970s, but within just 10 years, both species were gone. Only a few photos remain, haunting reminders of what we lost. They became world famous for that image, yet their fame couldn't save them. Like the golden toad, they were likely wiped out by the deadly chytrid fungus. Deforestation made things worse, therefore their fragile world collapsed.
I agree, Unks. I don't remember, a while back I read about, like, just their treatment of dogs in certain regions of China anyway, and
Collapsed even faster, but there's still a spark of hope. Researchers are now trying to bring them back using de-extinction, giving life a second chance to one of nature's strangest mothers.
Okay, but in this case, I feel like if the animal went extinct due to, like, nature, like not human-caused things, but just environmental things that happen naturally, then that's just normal, like, evolution, whatever, taking place, right? So should we bring those ones back? I feel like we should bring back the ones that we purposely caused. Or not on purpose, but we're the cause of.
Number 18. Schomburgk's deer. If you're from India, Thailand, or Indonesia, you've probably seen this deer before. Its head hanging proudly on a wall. People call it a deer head mount, a hunting trophy kept at home to show victory. The Schomburgk's deer once lived in Bangkok, Thailand. It was about the same size as today's deer, but its antlers were massive, like a crown of branches. Some males weighed nearly 120 kilograms, making them strong and majestic.
Hi, American.
Oh,
They lived peacefully, feeding on aquatic plants and grass, but peace never lasts when humans arrive. In the early 1900s, hunters began chasing them for their meat and antlers. Therefore, their population started falling fast. Bangkok's growing cities made things worse. Forests were cut down, so their homes slowly vanished. By 1938, only one Schomburgk's deer remained alive in all of Bangkok. When it died, the species was gone forever. The last photo of that deer still exists today.
thank you for the honeycorn meep. Hi, Necro. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Good morning. What's up? I'm just watching some videos today. It's probably what I'm going to do most Wednesdays, if I'm being honest. Because I enjoy it.
Haunting reminder of a creature that once walked the wetlands of Thailand. Number 17, Moa. If you've ever
Moa.
seen a photo of a giant bird taller than a man, you were probably looking at the Moa. These enormous,
Aren't ostriches also taller than most people? If not all people? I don't know how tall they are. I feel like I should know that fact, but I don't. Even though I've seen them at the zoo and stuff.
flightless birds once ruled the forests of New Zealand, where they lived peacefully for thousands of years.
Is this the bird that they like started a war against? No, that can't be this one. Can it? Because that one's still around. Oh my god. Cat girl on top of it. Ow. Aw, me, thank you. Or, Unks, thank you. Thanks for subscribing. Let me see, hold on. Hold on a sec, I gotta do something. There we go. That's better. Yippee, meow meow. You're crazy, crazy? What? Oh, you're not talking to me. It's fine then.
Full-grown Moa could reach over 3 meters tall and weigh nearly 250 kilograms.
Meeps good peeps. Nice.
Taller than any bird alive today. They had long necks, strong legs, but no wings at all.
What was I saying? I was in the middle of saying something. Oh, you found my new one. My green one. Thank you for greenifying me. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. It's over. Green? Yeah, I'm green now. You look great with green. Thank you.
Which made them easy.
I keep losing my train of thought. You guys keep doing this to me. First it's sub and then greenifying me and then music. What was I trying to say? There's like I think it was Australia, but someone, like, the government started a war against these birds and the birds won. It's real. I watched the Watcher channel. They did a whole episode about it. It must not have been the moa if they're extinct, but it was some kind of big bird, not like an ostrich, but it's not an ostrich. Yes, emus, the Great Emu War. You know what I'm talking about, Levi. You know. Yes, that emus. Emus won the war against the people, and I love that for them and for us. We deserve the L. Yes, ma'am. Like an anime maiden? Just because I'm green, don't I look like an anime maiden when I'm violet?
Easy targets once humans arrived. For centuries, they fed on leaves, fruits, and twigs, keeping the forests in balance. But everything changed when the first Polynesian settlers, the Maori, reached New Zealand about 700 years ago. The moa became their main source of food, therefore it was hunted heavily. Forests were also burned to clear land, destroying what little habitat they had left. Within only a few hundred years, every moa was gone. The last ones disappeared sometime in the 1400s, leaving behind bones, eggshells, and fading stories.
I've never had emu meat. I've had ostrich meat and buffalo. because they made them into burgers at a place that I went to. But I just had a bite of somebody else's. I ordered just a regular burger because I'm plain like that. I'm basic.
But there's one eerie image said to show the last moa ever photographed. A massive bird towering over hunters with spears. Some believe it's a real photo. Others think it's just a reconstruction. Either way, it remains one of the most haunting pictures in history. A glimpse into a world where birds once walked like giants. Number 16. Eastern Heath Hen. Long before it vanished, this bird filled the open fields of New York and New Jersey.
Also, Sai, I did see what you said. I giggled at it, but I didn't read it out loud. Thank you. You want to try kangaroo meat? It seems like it would be tough. I want to try exotic meats. I'm just living off the basic chicken and beef mostly right now. Same. I like trying new things. I don't usually like them, but I like to try them. Just a bite usually, though. And I usually make someone else do it because I want to get my like chicken tenders.
Jersey with its deep, echoing calls. It was a close cousin of today's prairie chicken, belonging to the same.
What's a prairie chicken? So those must still exist if it says it's a close relative. I'm just assuming it's like Little House on the Prairie chicken style. We are both goats, but Hunni is the best goat. Thank you.
Same family as quails and farm chickens, but unlike them, the heath hen had tiny horn-like feathers on its neck,
What?
giving it a proud.
Why is it so... It looks like a bunny and a chicken at the same time. Why is it so cute? Look at it. It's got little fluffy cheeks. And little bunny-style feathers. Oh my god. He said horns, but those look like bunny ears to me. It's so cute.
An unusual look. They loved wide grasslands covered with shrubs and seeds where food was easy to find. But during the 1800s, farmers began clearing more and more land for crops. Therefore, the heath hen lost its home piece by piece. People also hunted it for sport, treating it as a prize in game bird competitions. Their numbers collapsed so fast that the last group survived only on Martha's Vineyard Island. But even there, disaster struck when wildfires burned much of the island, leaving just 13 birds by 1927. A few years later, only one was left, a lonely male named Booming Ben. He was last seen in 1932, calling into an empty sky, waiting for a mate that would never come.
Oh my god, that's so sad. Why didn't they, if there were freaking 13 of them, why didn't they, like, create a little habitat and protect them until there were a lot of them? I don't understand this. Because they keep saying that there's, like, X amount of them, and then all of a sudden there's none. Where's the... Like, why aren't they protecting them? Hi, Juicy! Thank you for lurking. I appreciate it. I hope your stream's going well. I'm sure it is. It's you. Rest in Pete, the great Auk. What? Who? Violet Nanny. What? Thanks for buzzing in, by the way, Levi.
The photo you see on screen is believed to show Booming Ben, the last eastern heath hen.
Why are you saying Violet Nanny too? What does that mean? Female goat is a doe or nanny? Oh, you're calling me a female goat? Violet doe sounds better than Violet Nanny. Violet Nanny makes me sound like I take care of like someone else's children. I was just doing a bit. Fair. I'm not that smart. Can't be a sheep since you run them over. Wow. That was one time. And it was in a video game, so it's just pixels, Unc. It's not even, it's like lines of code. It's not even a real sheep.
Ever to live. After 1933, no one ever saw another. The species was declared
That makes me sound like a criminal, Levi. The great auk was driven to extinction by humans? What's a great auk? What kind, is that an animal? Well, I'm assuming it's an animal. I approve this. Wow, Unks, you even pinned it. Wow. Now if anybody new comes in here, that's the first thing they're going to see pinned at the top. They're going to think I'm a violent nanny, which sounds really horrible.
extinct. Its final.
And it's untrue. It's slander. My lawyer's going to see you. Unks.
Echo fading into history. Number 15, Two-Lake Wallaby.
Ow.
Standing just under a meter tall, the Two-Lake Wallaby once leapt gracefully across the grasslands of South.
Thank you, Unks. Thanks for gifting a sub. That's so nice of you. Thank you. The Great Auk looks like a penguin. To be fair, I back your lawyer. True, you do. I need a new lawyer, by the way. Unks is such a goat. Nah, I'm lurking to say thank you for the sub.
Southeastern Australia, its sleek fur and elegant movements.
Yeah, I do sparkle. I think whenever, I can't remember how I set it up. I think when someone subscribes or gifts a subscription, I like sparkle and have little hearts around me and stuff.
Made it one of the most beautiful
I'm trying to get fancier little by little and add things as I learn things.
wallabies ever known. The species was first described in 1846, but as towns and farms spread across its homeland, its numbers began to fall fast. By the 1920s, only a few were left. Scientists tried to save them by capturing 14 wallabies for
Ow. And thank you, Unks. The heck? That went on for a while. Payday's a great day. What the heck?
a breeding
Thank you.
program. But tragedy struck. 10 died during capture, leaving
What?
only 4 alive in the zoo.
They tried to capture 14 of them and 10 of them died. What were they doing to capture them? I'm assuming back then they didn't have like darts or whatever to put them out, knock them out. I wonder if it was the stress or if they were like trying to catch him in nets and they were just like whacking him in the head instead on accident. That's crazy. They're trying to save them. And so they get 14 and accidentally kill 10 of them. Wow. That's why I said today was Creed's deadline. Now you and Blue won't have to wait anymore. True. Oh. Ow. The heck? Levi, thank you. Ooh, cough drops, crispy. I have no idea who the other people are. Monokuma, Seol, Austria, Stelis all got subscribed against their will the best way. Just kidding. Thank you, Levi. I appreciate it. You do go all sparkly? I do. My eyes sparkle and then I get sparkles around me and little hearts. The hearts are harder to see, but they're there.
They were last seen in the wild in 1924, though rumors of sightings lingered for decades. Therefore, when the final captive wallaby, alone,
Indentured subscription. That sounds a little evil, but I kind of like it. So we'll go with it. Thank you for the indentured subscriptions. Oh, I accidentally rewound it.
female, died that same year.
What?
Hope for the species faded completely. The photo you see here shows her, the last two-lake wallaby ever to live, a silent image of grace and loss, reminding us how quickly even the most beautiful creatures can disappear. Stories like hers remind us that every vanished species leaves a lesson behind.
Here's what comes off a
No.
bowl of strawberries when you drop this device in the water. These berries are fresh from the store and already rinsed under the tap, but within 10 minutes, the water changes color. What floats to the surface will change how you feed your family. My friend works.
Stop.
Number 14, ivory.
I wash all my vegetables and fruits when I bring them home, or I put them in the fridge. Levi is a goat as well. See, that's the real goat. I aspire to be more like Levi. We've converted them to beatheism. What? Beatheism? Oh my god. Unks, thank you. What the heck? It's just a random Wednesday. Thank you. Well, you've reached what you aspire for, Unks. Congrats. Who did it get this time? Choppy the cat. Ooh, Shadow Python. Nice. The name's irrelevant. Nice again. Jaeger Psycho, Wizard Z. Some of those I recognize, some of those I don't. See, the Great Auk is in this video. Is it? Did we watch it? You guys are insane. True. Level 4? What? We did reach level 4. What the heck? Nice. Later on in the vid? How do you know me? Are you skipping ahead, mister? Or miss? Actually, I'm not sure. Meep.
Ivory-billed woodpecker. Woodpeckers are famous for their powerful beaks, sharp enough to drill straight into trees. That's how they carve out nests. But among
Okay, I just want, I didn't want to presume. Most of the time I do, though, if I'm being honest. But I'm trying to get better about that. Okay, thank you, sir. Never get to use that emote? Well, I'm glad you got to use it. Why do you look angry in it, though? You should look hype. You should look excited.
them, one stood above the rest, the ivory-billed woodpecker, the largest woodpecker ever known.
What?
It lived in the forests of the southeastern United States and Cuba. These birds depended on old, towering trees, but once logging companies started cutting them down in the 1900s, the woodpeckers began to vanish. By the 1920s, spotting one was almost impossible. In the US, the last confirmed sighting came in 1944. In Cuba, the final group was captured in 1987.
Captured?
Yet in 1935, long before people realized they were nearly gone, someone managed to snap rare photos. Even a short video was filmed.
They're so cute.
Ghostly proof of a bird many thought would always be with us. So here's the twist. While most believe the ivory-billed woodpecker is gone forever, some still whisper about sightings deep in hidden swamps. Could this giant bird still be out there?
He keeps calling it giant, but then he didn't like tell us how tall it is or the wingspan or like compare it to a bird that we might know. Like, I want that information. I'm nosy. I want to know more facts. Sadly, we'll have to wait till next year for Shangri-La Frontier Season 3. Well, I still have Season 1 and 2 to watch. And then I'll probably forget it exists till someone reminds me. It looks like a Pokemon. Most Pokemon are based on real animals, though. It's Woody Woodpecker, kinda, with the red hair, or red feathers. I started watching Black Clover. I watched the first season of that. But that's it so far.
Number 13, Paradise Parrot. The Paradise Parrot was once called one of the most beautiful parrots on Earth. It lived only in Queensland, Australia, where it roamed open grasslands and quiet woodlands. These birds usually
Are they ending it, though, because, like, it's done? Like the story?
stayed in pairs or small groups, keeping close to each other. But unlike most parrots, they didn't nest in trees. Instead, they
What?
carved out homes inside termite mounds on the ground. This strange choice made them stand out, but it also made them more vulnerable. In the early 1900s, disaster struck. A severe drought in 1902 may have been the breaking point. Their numbers collapsed, and sightings became rare. By 1950, the species was officially
Thank you for lurking, Meep. Wait, they aren't finishing animating Solo Level? What? I watched the first season of that too.
declared extinct. One haunting photo from 1922 shows a paradise parrot slipping into its mound. That image became the last record of the bird before it vanished forever. Yet here's the twist. Some researchers still wonder if their unusual nesting habits might have kept a few hidden longer than we thought. Could a bird this striking really disappear without leaving a trace? Number 12.
The heck? Out of orbit, thank you. That is so generous. Thank you very much. I don't know who Tanya Von Onet is, but she has been indentured via subscription against her will. Or his. Ooh, okay, I haven't read the manual. Busy, but I wanted to be included. You're always included. Have fun learning about birds. I'm learning about extinct animals, but thank you. I will have fun. Thank you very much. Let's go. Stream elements. What? Ooh, hold on. Let me see what I got. Let me open my little treasure chest of emotes. What is it? What is that? Is that a robot just dying? I'm gonna share it. Do we all get the same one? I think so. Oh, we did. Dang, you guys are fast. You beat me to it. You already had it? Aw. I didn't. I don't have very many, if I'm being honest. Beautiful. I like it.
12. Lace and rail. It was a tiny, flightless bird that lived on Laysan Island in Hawaii around 1900.
Ooh,
At first,
Hawaii.
life seemed perfect. The island was full of food, but had no predators. Because of that, these little birds stopped needing to fly. They simply ran across the sand like speedy shadows. But paradise never lasts when humans arrive. In 19
Dang, that is true. Paradise never lasts when humans arrive. Seriously, I should have that made and put above my door.
1903, rabbits and rats were brought to the island.
Because I don't like to socialize. Or unexpected visitors.
The rabbits
Even my family has to call me before they show up. They want me to open the door.
chewed through the plants, leaving almost nothing behind. The rats attacked the rails where it hurt most by eating their eggs and chicks. By 1918, the species was nearly gone from its home. Scientists tried to help in 1920 by moving some to Midway Atoll. For a brief moment, it looked like hope had returned. The birds settled in, and their numbers leveled out. But history repeated itself. During World War II, new predators arrived, and once again, the rails were defenseless. By 1944, only one remained. There's a haunting video of that last bird. Watching it, you realize it isn't just the end of a species. It's the silence of an island once alive with tiny footsteps. The Laysan rail teaches us a harsh truth. When balance is broken, even the smallest creatures can vanish forever. Number 11, pink-headed duck.
I really need to decorate my apartment. It's so bland. Decorating is the most fun part of having an apartment or your own place, Levi. You gotta get on it. You gotta put your special touch on everything. You know? Anime wall scrolls. I don't have any of those. I do have a katana on my wall and a dagger. And some like wood art of mountains. Which doesn't sound cool, but it is because it's like 3D mountains kind of like made out of wood, like carved. It's cool. It's cool, okay? I like it. You right? Yeah. I was priced out of paradise over my door because you live in Hawaii, right? It's super expensive. I had all my bleach replica swords before. Yeah, you mentioned that before. That sucks. I have a one-piece sword. But it's still in the box and it's under my bed. Want to get some Elden Ring replicas to mount? Ooh, that'd be cool.
Duck. This duck was one of the rarest ducks in
Wait, it's a pink-headed duck? And now they don't exist?
the world, once found in India, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. Its soft pink head made it stand out, but it wasn't just about looks. These ducks could fly, yet they often chose another escape, diving underwater to hide from danger. From the moment it was first recorded in 1790, the species was already scarce, but things grew far worse when British colonists
Oh, British colonists.
reached the subcontinent.
Let's see what they did.
Hunting spread, wetlands shrank, and the population slid toward collapse. By 1949,
Look how beautiful it is.
the last confirmed sighting came from India. Still, the story didn't end there. Farmers and fishermen in northern Myanmar claimed to see them in remote swamps. Those swamps are nearly impossible to reach. Therefore, the reports remain unproven.
Good. I hope they are there where it's really hard for people to go. That they continue to thrive. Looks more like a turkey. It looks like they changed the design for the flamingo last minute. Not the British again. Yeah. They need like that whole yowl, the British are coming. It's a yowl that goes around the world. I hear Hunni's thoughts. She's blaming. Yeah. Always. Oh, stop thinking so loud. I can hear you fine. I'll try.
What deepens the mystery is their behavior. The pink-headed duck was nocturnal, active at night, but that made spotting them even harder. Because of these challenges, the IUCN never declared them extinct.
What?
Instead, they are listed as critically endangered, leaving us with one haunting question. Could a few of these rare birds still be out there, hiding in the shadows?
Wait, then why are they on this list? This is extinct animals. It's critically endangered. Dad joke, I accidentally drank a bottle of invisible ink. Now I'm in hospital waiting to be seen. Wow.
You say you can't remember your childhood?
Oh my God, I don't know who this is, but no.
Number 10. Norfolk Island parrot. This was no ordinary parrot.
Look, we're an hour in. Remember at the beginning, those of you who were here, and I said that this video was only 34 minutes, but it was probably going to take me an hour to watch it. An hour in. 22 minutes into the video.
It looked almost like a small...
Wait, what? Imagine going for a walk at night and a nocturnal duck starts chasing you down. I would never go for a walk at night unless I had no other choice. Munching them ankles. Have you ever been bit by a bird? Like of any kind? I've been bit by a goose, a duck, a chicken, my mom's cockatoo, and parakeets. I've been bit by a lot of birds, apparently.
Small eagle and lived only on Norfolk Island in the...
I did manage to not get bit by my grandfather's parrot, though. It did bite one of my cousin's fingers, though, and it was not a good thing. It was not good. It was a hospital visit. It was... All the other birds I got bit by, like, it just hurt, but there was no damage. I got scratched by a fighting rooster. Ooh, that had to hurt. What beef do you have with all these birds? I'm not a bird girl, I guess. I don't think birds like me that much. I don't have beef with them. I literally had birds build a nest over the netting by my garage, so I couldn't unfurl the netting to keep bugs out of my garage. And I left it like that until their eggs hatched and they, like, raised the little, I don't know what they are, like brown sparrows or something. I like birds. I have no beef with birds. Not on my end. Almost an inch deep. Ooh, that had to hurt.
the Pacific Ocean.
You shouldn't be watching chicken fights. That's not cool.
People once called it the Norfolk Island kaka. Its beak was larger
Kaka?
and stronger than most parrots, built for power. It also had a distinct call that made it easy to recognize. These birds lived on a simple diet of fruits, seeds, but also insects. For shelter, they searched
Why is its beak so long? It looks like a raptor talon.
for deep holes in trees where they built their nests, but the peace didn't last. In the early 1800s, Europeans spread across every island they reached. They had already caused the
Wait a minute. How do I go back just like a second? I don't know how to do that.
1800s, Europeans spread across every island they reached. They had all
This is what I want to stop on. What the heck is this? Is this AI or did he somehow find a photo of people punching this bird? And why? This has to be AI. This is crazy. Yeah, if you press back arrow, I think it goes back 5 seconds. Does it? AI, I was his wingman, so I had to. You were a wingman to that event? That's why never again. Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear you won't go ever again.
already caused the Kauai o'o in Hawaii to disappear.
Kauai o'o. See. There's kappa? Are these all the Hawaii islands? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know them. Hawaii, Maui, Lanai, Molokai, Oahu. I always say this one wrong. Kauai, Nihao, Kapa'a, Hawaii. What? Oh no. It sounds like he didn't deserve her. Oh, that's where he was going to meet her. Kauai. Is that this one? Kauai. Hey, Zorn. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you for caring about my hydration. Let me take a sip. Hold on. Ow. Oh my God. I'm taking a sip of my soda. You almost made me choke. All right. I'll stretch.
Which we will talk about later. After introducing mice and mongooses, on Norfolk Island, they brought pigs, rats, but also cats. That single act flipped the balance of the entire ecosystem. These
What? So cats, pigs, and rats didn't exist in Hawaii? Wait, Do pigs not exist in Hawaii or just on this one island? Hit the full reset? What? How you doing, Zorn? Good to see ya. Welcome, welcome.
Predators didn't belong there. Therefore, they destroyed what had once been safe. Rats and cats climbed into the trees, snatching chicks from their
What?
nests. The adult parrots weren't safe either. They were hunted for their meat. Because of this, by the early 1800s, the bird had already become rare. By 1850, the last two Norfolk Island parrots were captured. Those were the final survivors of a species that once ruled its island skies. Number 9.
Doing all right. Need to fix my sleep schedule though. Valid. I have an awful sleep schedule if I'm being honest. Oh, I would. I've been pinkified. Thanks, Sai. I renamed some of them, just FYI. There's one island that's uninhabited by anyone. What's that one called and why? All endangered birds are there now? You went to sleep at like 8 a.m.? What? Did you just wake up then? I don't know what time it is for you because I know you're not in America.
Laughing owl. This owl was one of the strangest birds ever to live in New Zealand. Instead of nesting high in trees like most owls, it preferred dark.
Woke up at 4 p.m. It's 6 p.m. now. So 11 p.m. my time is 6 p.m. your time. But you're in the future, aren't you? Because for me, it's still the 24th. But I'm thinking you're in the 25th now. I must switch to comfy mode and lurk. I must be up at 3:30. Thank you for stream, honey. Good night, everyone. Is switching. Ow! Thank you for the bear hug. Thank you for the lurk, Levi. Thanks again for the subs and for hanging with me. Sweet dreams. Don't work too hard. Yeah, it's the 25th. Yeah, you're in the future. I'm still in the past.
Dark caves and rocky crevices as its shelter. At night, it slipped out into the open and hunted insects, tuatara, and even small birds, moving silently through the night. But what really set it apart was its call. Imagine walking through the quiet New Zealand night and suddenly hearing what sounded like a person laughing in the distance.
We want to apologize to
Really?
everyone who bought Lorraine Kogum because
They put an ad right before the freaking sound it was gonna make. How dare they? What is happening? I'm gonna put it back so I can hear that sound.
Like a person laughing.
Also, what was happening is I was hitting the wrong key on my keyboard because I'm a dork. Wait, I want to hear the sound. I'm gonna play it. Hold on. I put it back so we could hear it.
In the distance. That eerie sound, human.
That didn't sound like a person laughing to me. Dork alert. True. I've never claimed to be cool, I don't think. Maybe I have. But it was a lie. I am a dork. That didn't sound like a human to me. That sounded like an animal. I don't know if I would have guessed owl. It sounded like a monkey for some reason to me, but still weird. Be funny if she went back and she got the ad back too. That would be horrible. That's not an owl, that's Jim Carrey's character.
It was the laughing owl, and the recording you just heard captures exactly what startled the early European settlers. Sadly, the same people who were amazed by it also doomed it. They brought rats,
Oh my
cats, and
God.
stoats that raided nests, but they also hunted the owl directly. By
Of course.
1914, the last known laughing owl was seen. The old photograph you see shows that final bird, a reminder of a voice in the dark that will never be heard again. Number 8, Kauai-o-o. Around 15 to 20 million years ago, a family of birds appeared in the Hawaiian islands.
Nighty night. There's a better sound than that, owl?
Called the Mohoidai, or Hawaiian honey.
I miss you. I should have known. I knew you were going to play something. I thought you were going to play something that would scare me, though. You played something that causes my body to cringe instead. How dare you, sir?
This family once had about 7 species. When Polynesian settlers arrived around 1000 AD, they hunted these birds so heavily that 2 species disappeared before Europeans ever set foot on the islands. But in 1778, Europeans came, and with them came cats, rats, mongooses, and even mosquitoes. These
How the heck did that? I get how they bring rats because rats just get on the boats without them knowing or whatever. But did they purposely keep cats on the boat because of the rats? I'm assuming. But how the heck did mosquitoes and freaking like, what did he say? Mongoose? Yeah, how did those come? And last time it was stoats, which is I think another type of weasel or something, or the weasel family. I don't know. How were they coming unless they were bringing them on purpose?
Invaders devastated the fragile ecosystem. 3 more species vanished, leaving only one survivor, the Kawaii-o'o. By 1960, fewer than 40
Kawaii-o'o.
Kawaii-o'o remained. In 1970, the first and only video of this bird was recorded, the same one you see today. In 1981, the last known pair was spotted, but tragedy struck when a hurricane killed the female. For 5 years, the very last Kawaii-o'o kept singing in the empty forests, calling for a mate that would never come. The sound you heard is that final, heartbreaking call, the lonely voice of a species fading forever. Number 7. Eastern cougar. The eastern cougar was a subspecies of the modern cougar, also called mountain lion, puma, or panther. In fact, it's the animal that inspired the Puma brand logo. As its name shows, it lived in the forests of eastern America. It was smaller than today's cougars. Reddish coat, short tail, strong body, that was its look. It hunted deer, rabbits, and small mammals. As a top predator, it helped keep the ecosystem in balance. But things changed in the 19th century. Europeans cut down forests for homes, but they also cleared land for farming. Habitat shrank, prey declined, therefore cougars turned to livestock like sheep and goats. Farmers saw them as a threat, so the killing spread fast. By 1938, the last known eastern cougar was shot in Maine. Decades later,
Cougar? In Hawaii? How?
on January 22, 2018, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service declared the species officially extinct. Now, only a handful of old photos remain a fading reminder of a predator that once ruled the forests of the East. Number 6. Great auk. Have you ever heard of a bird that looked like a penguin but
This is the one Meep was talking about. They hunt all the wild deer here. What?
couldn't fly? It was called the great auk. Small, about 5 kilos in weight, it lived in the freezing coasts of Canada, Greenland, and northern Europe.
Why did he put
It
this
spent
filter?
its life near the water, hunting fish to survive. The great auk had a strange habit. Each year it laid only one egg, white, large, marked with black and brown patterns. That single egg carried the future of the species, but it also made them easy targets. In the 1800s, people hunted the bird without mercy. Some wanted its meat, others prized its feathers. Therefore, its numbers fell fast, shrinking until almost nothing remained. The last great auks were seen in 1844 on a lonely island near Iceland. No cameras existed, so their living image was never captured. But pieces of them, feathers, bones, still rest today in museums in London and beyond. Imagine it. Millions of birds once filled the coasts, but now they exist only behind glass. Because of human actions, 150 to 200 species vanish every single day. Extinction now moves 1,000 times
What the heck is that? Is that a real thing? Yes. Is this your favorite one, Meep?
faster than at any point in history. Number 5, coelacanth.
Didn't pandas come off the endangered species list? Or did they just move like from like critically endangered to regular endangered? I think there's levels to it. But I feel like I read recently or saw on TikTok or something that pandas aren't endangered or critically endangered anymore. I have to read about the auk in an English class? Oh, okay.
Hundreds of millions of years ago, during the Devonian period, the
This is a fish from the dinosaur period?
age of fishes, the oceans came alive with strange new creatures. One of the most mysterious
I bet a lot of these still exist in the deep ocean. Or like something like them.
was the coelacanth, a fish with fins like limbs and a body unlike anything else in the sea. The ages rolled by. A mass extinction swept across the planet. Dinosaurs vanished, and scientists believed the coelacanth had disappeared with them. But the story had a shocking twist. In 1938, off the coast of South Africa, Two fishermen pulled up a heavy, bizarre-looking fish. They had no idea what it was. When a museum scientist, Marjorie Courtney Latimer, examined it, she realized the impossible. The coelacanth was still alive.
The fishes in Ark survival evolved? What? It gives good recipes? What?
A survivor from another age. After that, the world called it a living fossil, a creature frozen in time for millions of years. Today, scientists think a few still hide in the deep waters of the Indian Ocean. They remain rare, fragile, and balanced on the edge of extinction.
This is the
Oh my gosh. I get this ad so much. Like, not this exact one, but for either this game or ones that look exactly like it, and I've never wanted to play it once in my life.
4. Booble Hartebeest. The Booble Hartebeest
Booble Hartebeest. That's quite the name.
made history. Scientists described it in 1766, the very first hartebeest ever studied. Today we know 8 subspecies exist, but this one was special. Its sandy fur blended perfectly into the northern African desert. For thousands of years, it wandered from Egypt to Morocco, feeding on dry grasslands. Only the Barbary lion could take it down. Everything fell apart in the early 1800s.
Why?
France seized Algeria in the 1830s. Therefore, hunters flooded the region. They slaughtered entire herds for sport, meat, trophies. The population collapsed. By the early 1900s, only small groups remained in Algeria and Morocco. Hunters kept closing in.
Okay, me. I'm glad you got to see the great auk that you wanted to see. Have a good night and a good sleep. Take care of yourself.
1917 brought a terrible discovery. Someone found 15 animals, one of the last wild herds. He killed all but 3. Look at this photo. It was taken at
What?
the Paris Zoo in 1923. You're seeing the final image of a
He found a herd of them alive and then he murdered all of them except for 3.
booble hartebeest ever recorded.
Why do people suck so much? I don't understand.
This creature spent its last days behind bars, far from the desert it once called home. 2 years later, the last wild one fell to a hunter's gun in Morocco. Thousands of years of survival wiped out in less than a century. Number 3, Caspian tiger. Caspian tiger was once among the largest cats to ever walk the earth. It prowled the forests west and south of the Caspian Sea, in Iran, Turkey, and across Central Asia. Not as big as the Bengal tiger, but still a giant. Wide paws, sharp claws, and strong legs gave it unmatched power. It hunted wild pigs, jackals, and deer. But when prey was scarce, it turned to livestock, dogs or cattle. The real threat, though, wasn't hunger. In the early 1900s, Soviet land projects tore apart its home. Therefore, hunting exploded. By the 1970s, scientists searched for survivors. They found nothing. After that, no more sightings. It wasn't until 2003 that the Caspian tiger was officially declared extinct. Now, only faded photos, mounted skins, and rugs remain. But there's still a twist. Genetic studies suggest its bloodline lives on in the Siberian tiger.
Lives on.
Therefore, some believe a shadow of the Caspian might one day return. Number 2, Western black rhino. Long ago, Africa had a powerful giant, the Western black rhinoceros. It was a subspecies of today's rhino, living across the forests of West and Central Africa. Its thick gray skin folded like armor, but from a distance it looked almost man-made. On its head stood 2 horns made of keratin, the same material as our hair and nails. This rhino ate only plants, grasses, shrubs, small trees.
Isn't that what all rhinos eat? Rhinos don't eat meat, right? Pretty sure they all are herbivores.
For thousands of years, it thrived quietly in its home. But everything changed when people in China and Vietnam began to believe its horn carried healing powers.
Oh my
There was
God.
no science behind it, but the myth grew stronger. Therefore, hunting exploded. The danger spread further. In Yemen, the curved horns became prized for dagger handles, polished into symbols of wealth. That belief turned deadly. On the black market, the price soared so high that hunters slaughtered the animals without mercy. The numbers collapsed. By 2011, the western black rhino was declared extinct. The images left behind are the last proof this creature ever lived. Its close cousin, the black rhino, still survives, but it too stands on the edge. If nothing changes, it may disappear forever as well. Number 1, the dodo. It's
My
a chubby,
favorite.
flightless bird that once waddled across.
I want to see one of these so bad. Like, I want them to bring this dodo back so bad. You have no idea how much I want to see this bird. Keratin, another thing from Ark, used for armor and weapons. Ooh.
Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. It stood about a meter tall, hooked beak, tiny wings, grayish feathers, odd-looking, but perfectly made for island life. For thousands of years, no predators lived on the island. Therefore, the dodo never learned fear. It couldn't fly, it couldn't run fast. It built nests right on the ground. But none of that mattered until strangers arrived by sea. In 1598, Dutch sailors stepped onto Mauritius. They found birds that didn't run away. Catching them was simple. Killing them was even simpler. Sailors clubbed dodos for food. Rats escaped from ships. Pigs followed. Monkeys, too. All of them feasted on dodo eggs. The birds had no way to fight back. Less than 80 years later, every single one was gone. The last sighting came around 1681. Some believe a few hid deep in the forests, surviving longer. But nobody knows when the final dodo drew its last breath. Some say the image you're seeing is the last known photograph of a dodo, a preserved body captured before the species vanished forever. Others argue it isn't real proof, but a staged specimen or later reconstruction. The truth remains unclear, but if it is real, this image may be the closest we'll ever get to seeing a living dodo with our own eyes. Today, the dodo means more than just an extinct bird. It became the symbol of extinction itself. That's why people say, dead as a dodo, a reminder of how fast
I thought the saying was dumb as a dodo.
even harmless creatures can vanish when humans show up unprepared to protect them. If you want more full series videos like this one, let me know in the comments below. I read every single one.
Oh my god, why did he say it like, oh god, what did I click on? I just clicked on something. He said something crazy. Is this from my playlist or is this something else? Oh, this is from my playlist. This one's only 15 minutes long. I'm pretty sure that was an AI voice, but he sounded crazy. This one's 24 deadly animals you'll be glad to know are extinct.
Standards, it's always sad when you learn an animal no longer exists in the wild. Like we're losing something great in the environment because of it. Extinction is seen as a terrible end to any creature, and we should be working towards preserving that species as best we can.
What is this?
However, there sure were some that were glad went extinct long ago. From massive monsters to powerful predators, these are everything that haunts our dreams to this day.
That's just a whale.
Some were long gone before humans, and some of them might have shared hunting spaces. Get comfortable, get ready, and make sure you subscribe to the Forever Green channel. Because we've got a doozy of a video to show you today. 24 deadly animals you will be glad to know are extinct. Number 24, Smilodon. Otherwise known as the saber-toothed cat, the Smilodon was an ambush predator known for its...
Is that what its real name is? I didn't even know it had a real name. Wait, saber-toothed cat? Isn't it saber-toothed tiger? Is that a different one?
Robust build and exceptionally long canine teeth. It was built with a larger jaw than modern cats, and teeth adapted well by nature for its exact style of precision killing.
Same family?
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty glad we only have to deal with mountain lions and bobcats, unless you live somewhere a bit wilder. The saber-toothed cat may have briefly lived with humans, but likely died with humans, and the Ice Age finally putting the nail in the coffin. Number 23, Pentacopterus decorohensis. You probably don't want to imagine a giant scorpion, much less one that's 5 feet long. In 2015, scientists discovered the Pentacopterus decorohensis in all its glory and used to swim around modern-day Iowa nearly 450 million years ago. Their successors would go on to be current-day ticks, spiders, and lobsters, but chances are they didn't last long after Iowa decided to be, well, Iowa instead of a seabed. All we have to this day are fossils and drawings, though a replica was created for National Geographic's Strange Truth program. Sometimes seeing is believing, but it would be better to go ahead and unsee some things. Number 22, Hallucigenia forti. If you've ever wondered what it's like for a worm to have legs, then you're going to regret that thought pretty soon. This
A horseshoe crab?
absolute nightmare
Is this just a worm? I think this one's just a worm.
fuel is like every worst possible thing wrapped into one, because they might not be legs. They're probably tentacles, and they may or may not have had mouths on them.
Pairs of really stiff spines running along one side of the organism and long, flexible appendages on its other side.
Looking like something horrific out of a Dali painting, this noodly little guy has got it going on if it
Looks like something out of a Junji Ito story.
is being the worst thing that ever existed. I know this isn't what a ringworm looks like, but it would be so much worse if it were. Don't you
Dune?
think? Number 21, Gigantopithecus.
It's just a
Until
big
about
monkey?
1,000 years ago, you might have been able to spot Bigfoot in Asia. To what we know as modern apes and orangutans, these ancient ancestors were nearly 10 feet tall. Why are all old animals massive? They were probably vegetarian, but we can't be sure. And vegetarian doesn't make an arm span of 12 feet any less terrifying. One big hug and you're snapped in half. Number 20, Harpagornis moraei. Also known as Haast's eagle, the Harpagornis moraei probably only went extinct about 500 years ago at the hands of early
It did kind of look like King Louis.
Polynesia peoples in southern New Zealand. They developed what we now know as island gigantism due to a lack of competition and were a clear descendant of the terrifying raptor. At the time, they were known best by locals for their ability to swoop down and pick up whole children once the Maori people had whittled down their food source. I'm sorry, but at that point, it's every person for themselves. Number 19, Adestus.
Ew.
We may not know this guy's exact form because of how old they are, but the Adestus, also known as a scissor-toothed shark or coal shark, was a type of animal not to shed teeth, instead just grow more of them. This new growth would push the older teeth and gums forward, creating a potentially terrifying spiral tooth display. One option is like this, a spiral saw of old jagged teeth, though some others speculate whether their mouth looked like a monstrous pair of pinking shears instead. Have you ever looked into prehistoric creatures? Which one would you not want to face off with? Do you think we're better off without these beasts? Let us know down below.
Duh.
Number 18, Fabaramus patterson.
Aw.
If you think city rats are enormous, you'd hate to come across these little ratzillas. It's all fun and games until that rat is the
Raptors don't look how they did in Jurassic Park. Raptors are smaller with feathered arms. Yeah, I think Steven Spielberg has said that before. But back then, that's what they thought dinosaurs looked like. Right? The 90s or whatever.
size of a bull. They could grow as long as 10 feet with a 5-foot tail. They might have been herbivorous, but they had foot-long incisors, and I really don't like those odds. They were known to live in the ancient Orinoco River Delta about 8 million years ago, so they're probably not going to come back anytime soon. Hopefully. Number 17, Titanoboa. And you thought the Loch Ness Monster was terrible? If they weren't over 60 million years old, I might think these bad boys were the inspiration for those kinds of myths. That is, ignoring entirely that they were found in northeastern Colombia rather than Scotland. With a name like Titanoboa, you kind of already know what you're getting into. It's a titanic snake, which could grow as long as 42 feet long and weigh as much as...
Is it more of a squawk then, rather than a roar?
2,500 pounds. You're not winning a fight with this bad boy no matter how good you are. They'd eat you whole as a midday snack if they even recognized you as food. Number 16, Meganeura. If you're in an area known for dragonflies, you'll know they're pretty big. But what if they were so big you'd have to beat them off with a bat? They might have been harmless like their modern-day descendants, but that sure doesn't make it a whole lot better. Number 15.
We get dragonflies all the time over my mom's pool. These bugs were annoying in Ark. Dragonflies? You don't like dragonflies? I like them. I think they look cool.
Dunkleosteus.
I don't know why they call them dragonflies, because they don't really look like dragons, but They come in pretty colors. Mega Nera. Oh, the giant size ones. Checks out.
If you didn't think fish needed armor, you certainly don't know much about prehistoric times. The Dunkleosteus not long had its armor, but had unique teeth and a beak-like mouth, explicitly made for biting through the same kind of armor. They might have been a sort of cannibalistic species. With that kind of information, though, we can't be sure. They had jaws so efficient they could hinge them open and snap them back shut in just a matter of milliseconds. Number 14, Anomalocaris. When you think of apex predators, do you think of killer whales, lions, or tigers? Do you think of something massive and powerful and in control of its environment? Well, the Anomalocaris may be the earliest example we have of this kind of behavior, and it's a shrimp. This hideous 6-foot-long creature had tentacles with teeth in them, and they were carnivores in their time. We're just lucky shrimp don't look like this anymore, because I'm not sure a beach trip would be the same knowing what's down there.
Imagine being
Oh my gosh.
Number 13, Titanochorus gains. At a massive
Titanochorus
half-a-meter
gains.
length, the discovery of this 500-million-year-old species was beyond comprehension at the time. The Titanochorus were considered giant compared to even most of the animals living in the sea at the time, which were all barely larger than a pinky finger. This mind-bogglingly large critter is to this day one of the largest animals ever found from the Cambrian period, complete with a tooth-lined mouth, spiny claws, and a body with flaps to better swim with. All of this adds up to an arthropod I'm very, very glad we don't have to deal with today. Number 12, Phorus racidae. With a name like Terror Bird, you get exactly what you're expecting. But if that's not enough, 2 million years ago, they lived in the Americas and could grow to be something of 10 feet tall.
They're from America?
Their beaks were so strong and sharp that a blow from the head could kill other animals by cracking their skulls. These apex predators from the Cenozoic era went extinct around the time of the humans, though they may have lasted in a much smaller form until recently in Uruguay. They might have been flightless, but if you've ever seen the power of an ostrich, you'd know that doesn't mean anything. Number 11, Argivantis. To continue the theme of birds, this prehistoric vulture had a wingspan of 20 feet.
Are you getting sleepy or your eyes burning? No. I'm not. Dino chicken nuggies? They hunted in packs on Ark?
Was as tall as a human and preyed on cattle. We know that even current-day birds are just evolved dinosaurs, but this one gives off powerful pterodactyl energy. They're the largest flying birds ever to exist, which compared to the current largest flying birds of the albatross and the North American condor, they're more than twice the size. This seabird spent most of its time swooping above the ocean for giant prey like squid and fish, and probably ate its game
So it's basically like an ancient seagull?
in both live and whole, at a breakneck speed of 10 meters per second for its flight speed. We're lucky they've gone extinct. We may not know why, but we know we're lucky.
My school, like my high school, obviously they had a cafeteria that was indoors, but they also had a ton of tables outside by like there's the cafeteria and then like on a, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a smaller building attached to the outside of the cafeteria. They sold food. Like instead of just the generic lunch, you could buy like fries or pizza or just whatever you wanted if you could pay for it. And anyway, I'd get fries a lot of the time, and we had seagulls that would come flying over and try to attack us all the time. It was the most annoying thing. So I have beef with seagulls.
Before we continue, if you've
But I will say they never got my cheese fries. Not once. I was willing to punch them right out of the sky if they tried.
made it this far, go ahead and drop a like down below so we know you enjoyed the video. If you want more of our unique, engaging, and sometimes wild content, then subscribe to Forever Green while you're down there. And make sure you hit the notification bell
I said I was willing to. That was in defense of my food.
while you're at it so you never miss a single upload. Number 10, Megalania. Isn't it a bit crazy that almost all ancient civilizations have some variation of a dragon story? The Megalania may have something to do with that. This extinct species of giant monitor lizard inhabited
What?
Australia during the Pleistocene era.
Of course, Australia.
It is the largest terrestrial lizard known to have existed. They vanished probably around 50,000 years ago and probably went extinct around the first emigration of indigenous settlers.
I don't share my food, Unks. No. They gave you rabies? What? This is from King Kong, right? The newer one with, I think Jack Black's in it. Well, it's kind of old now, but Joey doesn't share food. I rarely share my food unless I'm feeling generous or I'm already full. Like if I'm full, because I almost never finish my food either, which is something else. But if I'm full and someone wants a bite, then they can have a bite. But no bites until I'm done eating my share. You'd share your food with me? That's because you're nice, Uggs.
If you think you've got some nasty relatives, just think of how the Komodo dragon must feel. Number 9, Deinosuchus.
Deinosuchus.
I mean, all crocodiles are terrible, but not all of them
They're not terrible. I like crocodiles. I don't have beef with crocodiles. I mean, yeah, they occasionally eat things they probably shouldn't, but that's their nature.
have it in the name. These bad boys lived up to the awful name. Dinosaurs of the time left fossils with Deinosuchus bites left in them. They regularly went toe-to-toe with our prehistoric predecessors. They grew up to as long as 35 feet long and
my
were found in
God.
North America. Can you imagine one of
North America? Nah. See, so you admit you're... I don't admit I mean. I admit I'm greedy for food. You should know these when I talk about my snacks and my soda. Dang. Dinosaurus wasn't too bad. Sarcosuchus was worse.
these just walking through your yard? People freak out for less. We're just lucky they seem to
True.
have died out before the mass extinction events, because I'm not sure a meteor would have been able to do the job. Number 8, Platybelodon. During the Miocene epoch in
Ew.
Africa, Asia, and the Caucasus, you might have run across a platybelodon, which looks a lot like current-day elephants while
Wait, these were real? Wasn't this in the cryptid video we watched? This thing? Or no, maybe that was a snake with an elephant head. But it looked like that kind of. I'm pretty sure they still have those in Florida. This? Or the giant crocodile?
still being distinct.
Probably the giant crocodile, I'm thinking.
They had a massive shovel of a lower jaw, used to pull up aquatic and semi-aquatic vegetation. They might have
okay.
been herbivores, but current-day elephants can still be a hazard. Imagine a jaw like that, with the power behind it and the sharp incisors forming a scythe-like tool with it. No, no thank you. Number 7, Helicoprion. If you're like any sane person out there, you've probably never had the thought, I wish sharks had a buzzsaw-shaped mouth. Like most other prehistoric fish out there
What?
aren't enough fossils left to get a good idea. The Helicoprion baffled scientists for centuries as a mystery. They found bits and pieces of a jaw and finally put together its horrific form, as if we didn't have nightmares already. The whirl of teeth was created as the fish produced more towards the back rather than shedding old ones, pushing them forward into this spiral of horror. All we know is they went extinct close to 225 million years ago, and good riddance. Number 6, Arthropleura. I think this might haunt me at night.
That shark is in... Wait. That shark is in Ark now with the, like, buzzsaw teeth? You think that would hurt, though, if the teeth grew back into its mouth? I don't get it.
The Arthropleura is not precisely the kind of thing you'd want to see out in the woods when you're alone. They might be more similar to modern
Ew, no, I don't even like... Ew, I don't like centipedes or millipedes. Like, I have no problem touching a snake or any other reptiles, no issues. Even most bugs, I mean, like, I wouldn't want to hold a cockroach, but, you know, I'll take that over a centipede or a millipede any day.
millipedes. The horror in these guys is that they're not tiny. But do you want to know something horrifying? If they had to defend themselves, they could probably rear into an upright posture and look you straight in the eyes.
What?
And I personally never want to repeat those words. Number 5, Livia tan Melville. You probably know better, but if a name says anything, being named after the ancient sea leviathans should tell you everything you need to know about this beast. They are a relative to the modern sperm whales and could grow up to around 57 feet long, with a skull alone that was 10 feet. Not to mention its 40 teeth at 14.5
Megalodon
inches
killers?
long, which are, if you're wondering, the longest teeth on any creature, extinct or not. They fed on large prey at the surface of the water. Though its size helped, it was probably so large because of its competitor, the megalodon. They went extinct due to the mass cooling event, which also preserved many of their bones.
Which makes this animal the biggest tetrapod bite ever discovered.
Lucky for us, the ocean has one less horror out there. Number 4, Camarasaurus. Not to say there aren't giant squids out there, but the ones we have are nothing next to this one. They lived something of 460 million years ago and had a vast cone-like shell on top which aided them in hunting. Though at their size, 40 feet long and 2,000 pounds, they probably didn't have to compete very hard. I wouldn't say this is the inspiration, but if they'd lived a little longer, I could see humans making a big deal about the deep-sea kraken after seeing one of these giant creatures.
I will
Oh my God.
the nightmare of this realm. By
Ma'am.
the sun and stars, we will prevail. My ascent begins, and I shall never falter.
Spirits reveal.
No, no.
What's happening?
It's a huge squid. It's got to light.
The stuff of legends if there ever was. Number 3, Megapiranha. Chances are the
Excuse me?
prehistoric cousin is just what you'd expect, but more horrifying than you'd think. They were the size of boogie boards and easily about 3 feet long. With 2 rows of teeth where their current successors only have 1, these monsters were known to even go after beasts like the Megalodon or Tyrannosaurus rex. With rising oceans, they were shuffled off to smaller water basins and couldn't sustain the large size, evolving down to make this change with survival. It would be nice if they were gone, but I'll take what I can get. Number 2, Megalodon. These whale-chomping monsters were a force to be reckoned with. However, we don't entirely know when the last megalodon died. It was probably around 3.6 million years ago after a global cooling event. The scale of these massive beasts is hard to put together. Their jaws could eat a complete grown man whole. To this day, the megalodon's 60-foot length makes them still to this day one of the most formidable carnivores to have ever existed. We still don't have an entire skeleton, but we know they probably would have stuck to warmer climates. The coastal towns of Florida and the Caribbean islands would probably not be as hospitable if they hadn't died out. Number 1, Arctodus.
The bear?
Not your average bear. The Arctodus was 50% larger than any recorded polar bears and probably would have needed to eat close to 35 pounds of meat per day to sustain their size. They were native to California until about 11,000 years ago, which is far too close to modern times if you ask me. They're one of the largest known mammalian carnivores to have ever existed, and probably went around the same time as the megalodon with the global cooling event. Do you think they'd fit in among current-day animals?
No.
Or are they all just a bit too big? A few evolved and are just a more petite version of their prehistoric ancestors. But not all. Let us know your thoughts down below.
Dire bears? Kind of. I don't know what's coming on next. Never mind, I do. Alright.
It's certainly no stretch.
Hold on. I'd enjoy watching these with you. Aren't you watching them with me right now? What do you mean I'd enjoy? Like, in the future or something. Hi, Prince. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Just watching some videos. A little playlist. Extinct animals and ancient animals and things like that. Hi. Sigh, never mind. Okay. Over the head? Probably. I am only 5'3". A lot of things go over my head. I need a BRB, so I'm gonna BRB. Like the marsh warp. What? I'll be right back. Give me like a minute, maybe 2. We'll see. I gotta grab another drink. First of all, I always wash my hands. Second of all, I'm grabbing a drink. Thank you very much. I'll be right back. Jeez. Hold on. I'm back. Back again. Hello, hello. All right. Also, I checked on my Discord and the Thank Yous channel, and it looks like I finally got Mix It Up to work right. So that makes me happy. Thank you. Thank you for the welcome back. All right. This is the next video. What is this? Animals that were scarier than dinosaurs. We'll see how this one goes. This one's not too long. Well, hopefully. We'll see.
Been much scarier if the dinosaurs had stuck around. But what if I told you the
Oh, and it's from the channel Be Amazed.
Earth used to be populated by creatures that were even bigger, badder, and more ferocious. From supersized serpents to deep-sea monsters and bizarro critters straight from your nightmares, here are some animals that were even scarier than the dinosaurs. Dunkleosteus. Some of the most terrifying creatures ever to have lived were water dwellers.
There might be some repeats. We'll see. Was this one on the last list? I don't know. Yo, Be Amazed? What? Dunkles again? It was on the last list, right? Hold on, I'm getting sweet tarts. Give me a second. I gotta open my bag. You might hear the sound because it's right next to my microphone.
And Dunkleosteus is certainly no exception. This brutish fish lived during the late Devonian period, which was around 370 to 360 million years ago. And
the heck is this? And this? I watch him a lot. Oh, do you, Sai? You like this channel? Be Amazed? I'd never heard of it before. Maybe I'll subscribe to it then if it's good.
Is often referred to as the Age of Fish. FYI, that's long before the dinosaurs walked the Earth, during a time known as the Mesozoic era, between around 245 and 66 million years ago, which scientists have divided into 3 periods: the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous.
Look here. This isn't just an ordinary
denture,
denture,
oh my God.
but the global...
It's creepy. Nope. Girl, put your teeth in.
26 to 32 feet long Dunkleosteus was streamlined and shark-like, with an armor-plated head and a face only a mother could love.
FIH? I don't know what that means. Zorn, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea. They found a squid fossil recently that's supposed to have been 18 to 21 meters long. I don't know measurement in meters, but I'm assuming that's huge. Is that bigger than the giant squid? That they recently went from being a cryptid to being an actual creature? Like a ship, so like Kraken, basically? What did I come back to? You came back to Hunni, Vamp. You came back to me. Yeah? Fish without the S? Oh, were you trying to type fish? And you just type fish? Fair.
Based on its ferocious appearance, you might be surprised to learn that Dunkleosteus actually lacked any proper teeth. But don't be fooled. Instead, it had 2 long, bony blades that could snap and crush almost anything. And I do mean anything, because Dunkleosteus was definitely not a fussy eater. It ate fish, sharks, and
So far, I like this guy's better than the last one we watched. He's giving more facts, and I like that. I like to be educated against my will. Like, I'm just thinking it's entertainment, but I'm getting educated. I like that. I'll probably subscribe to this channel. No, I meant to type fi. Oh, okay.
even its own kind. Its fearsome fangs grew
Ew.
continuously.
Okay, this looks a little sus right here, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little weird.
And rubbed against each other as they did, acting like self-sharpening shears. To give you an idea of just how powerful its jaws were, scientists have speculated that they could generate up to 8,000 pounds of bite force per square inch. For some perspective, a lion's bite generates approximately 650 pounds per square inch. Dunkleosteus's fatal flaw was that it was so greedy that it often suffered from indigestion.
Wow.
Fossils of this prehistoric beast have often been found alongside regurgitated and semi-digested remains of fish. You may be glad to know Dunkleosteus isn't around anymore.
That we know of. The ocean is deep and vast. It could still be around. Hey, yo, what?
But if you want to make sure Be Amazed never goes extinct too, you know what to do. Just shimmy on over to those like and subscribe buttons and show them some love. And don't forget to tickle that little bell icon too. That way you'll be the first to know when I upload more amazing content. Now buckle up for some more goosebump-inducing beasts. Helicoprion. If you thought getting into the water with Dunkleosteus was a terrifying prospect, then just wait till you hear about the Helicoprion. This ghastly 270 million-year-old, 20 to 25-foot-long fish is the star of one of the most vexing fossil mysteries to ever confound paleontologists. It all began with the discovery of strange petrified whorls of elongated teeth that looked kind of like fossilized fruity roll-ups. Russian geologist Alexander Petrovich Karpinsky coined the name Helicoprion in 1899 after determining that the strange fossils were actually part of a shark-like fish. His best guess was that the unusual feeding apparatus was attached to the nose of this long-dead creature like a permanently rolled-up party horn.
What?
But the remains continued to puzzle paleontologists for over a century. Years spent speculating about the true arrangement of the toothy whorl produced a slew of bizarre visions of sharks with whorls of teeth hanging off of their snouts, dangling from their lower jaws, dorsal fins, caudal fins, and even embedded deep in their throats. It wasn't until 2013 that a study led by Leif Tepanilla from Idaho State University correctly proposed that the coiled tooth row totally filled the lower jaw in a buzzsaw-like formation. As the fish aged, new teeth continually formed at the back.
But how did he prove it? It says he proved that that's how it was, but how? I watched a bunch of his revenge videos and people dying in a dumb way. What? He has revenge videos? Do you have any you can recommend, Sai? I like that kind of thing. Time machine. Maybe. I'm just like, if all the other scientists were guessing other formations, how is his proven? You know what I mean? Like, did they 3D print one? I don't, you know. I don't know, it's a little sus. They were pretty confident dinosaurs didn't have feathers in the past. Now they believe they do, so.
Back of the lower jaw, while there were practically no upper teeth to speak of. So how did the Helicoprion catch and consume its prey? Terrifyingly, paleontologists suggest that as the jaw closed, the toothy whorl rotated the teeth backwards in a saw-like motion. As if all that wasn't scary enough already, the largest Helicoprion specimen ever found had a 2-foot-wide jaw. Oof, thank God this terrifying buzzsaw killer went extinct some 225 million years ago, because it's a whole pile of nope.
Emma is 57, and she's starting Chinese walking today. Skeptical?
Yes.
Terror birds. The simple fact that scientists nicknamed the first racidae terror birds should tell you everything you need to know about these frightening creatures. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you the full rundown anyway. After a meteor wiped out the fearsome dinos like the T-Rex and the Velociraptor, the terror bird rose.
What the emo, Prince. The ads are more scary than the fish. It's true. The bunch. I don't know. That's what I said. I was like, how is that different from like American walking? How is it different from just walking? We should all do Chinese walking. I'm done with German walking. Chinese walking, first Tai Chi, then military calisthenics. What? How is that different from normal walk? I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Like, how is it different? I don't get it.
Rose up to become the top land predator in South America, a title they defended for the next 60 million years. These prehistoric feathered beasts grew up to 10
kind of look like the
feet
dodo
tall
bird.
and had T-Rex-like feet and a hooked beak that could sever the spinal cord of a horse with one fatal blow.
Oh my God.
Their reign of, well, terror began before what we now know as Central America existed, when South America was still an island. While the likes of the saber-toothed cats and wolves took over the
Wouldn't duck walking just be waddling?
job of top predators elsewhere, most of the mammals in South America were happy herbivores. This provided the terror birds with a smorgasbord of plant-munching animals to feast on without any competition. These swift-moving creatures were equipped with a pickaxe-like beak, which they used to strike downwards and fatally crack the skulls of smaller animals. Ooh, ouch. But that's not all. Their bony heads could act as a giant meat tenderizer, and they would likely have used their enormous clawed feet to kick the living daylights out of their prey. During their 60 million year reign, 17 different species in the terror bird family came and went, until they finally disappeared altogether about 2.5 million years ago. Makes you appreciate street pigeons a little more, doesn't it?
It does.
Platybelodon. Now, how do you take a regular elephant and make it utterly terrifying? You replace its trunk with an enormous, fleshy spork. That's how. This fantastical creature may look like it was dreamed up by an imaginative 7-year-old, but travel back in time between 8 million and 20 million years ago, and you'll see for yourself that the Platybelodon was once as real as they come. This ancestor of the modern elephant had a strange jutting jaw that actually consisted of a pair of widened tusks, which, by the way,
I'd say the cassowary has that beat. You think so? It's perfect. You love this animal, Prince. You'd have it as a pet.
Are just modified incisors. But what was the purpose of this bizarre tool? After all, animals don't waste energy developing worthless characteristics. When the Platybelodon was first described in the 1920s, it was thought that their lower incisors were used to shovel, scoop, dig, and dredge soft vegetation in aquatic or swampy environments. But in 1992, paleontologist David Lambert proposed that they were also used as scythe-like weapons that could slice through thick vegetation. Instead of roaming shorelines, Platybelodon wandered around Miocene Asia, Africa, and North America, feeding on terrestrial plants.
It's a herbivore.
Grasping branches with its trunk and cutting them away with those specialized built-in scythes. Because these fleshy, spork-shaped appendages don't fossilize as easily as bone, we're actually pretty lucky to know much about these bizarre creatures at all. Thankfully, they did us a big favor by dying, sometimes in mass.
I freaking love Jeff Goldblum.
Next to or in rivers, which are prime spots for easy fossilization. Although they may not have posed a major threat to humans if they were still around today, it's safe to say that these animals still have one of the freakiest mugs in history. Andrewsarchus. It's hard to imagine anything with
Here's a new one.
the name Andrew somehow being more terrifying than a dinosaur. But this ferocious creature says otherwise. Although no complete Andrewsarchus skeleton has ever been found, part of a skull from one of these bad boys discovered in Mongolia in 1923 measured nearly 3 feet long. Expedition leader Roy Chapman Andrews decided that the animal must have been a carnivore because of its massive teeth, and named it Andrewsarchus mongoliensis, after himself, of course. To this day, this is the only specimen ever found belonging to this terrifying species, which roamed Asia some 45 to 36 million years ago during the Eocene era. Paleontologists built up an impression of the rest of the animal's body using knowledge from its skull and its relation to another bear-like prehistoric creature called Mesonyx. The result is a 16-foot-long...
Wait, so they're using the skull to just guess its body? That doesn't seem factual, but okay. Alright, scientists. Ow! Unks again? The heck? Thank you. Save your money, goodness. That's a lot, sir. But thank you. Oh, I'm green. Thank you, Shadow.
6-foot-high vision of pure nightmare fuel. This heavily built, wolf-like animal walked on 4 short legs and had a long body and tail with hoofed feet. It had a terrifying snout with large, bone-crushing teeth that could have weighed anywhere between...
Kind of looks like a fat hyena. Is it weird I want to pet it?
Between 1,764 pounds to over 2,200 pounds.
What?
So, in case you needed any more reason to quiver in fear, this monumental size makes Andrewsarchus the largest known meat-eating land mammal that ever lived. Strangely enough, though, these hoofed beasts were actually thought to be more closely related to hippos and whales.
I mean, that makes it scarier if it's related to a hippo. Hippos are vicious. Vicious.
Both belonging to a larger order of mammals called artiodactyls. Because Andrewsarchus is only known from a skull and a few other bones, whether it was an active predator or merely an oversized scavenger is up for debate, but I certainly wouldn't want to take my chances.
Oh. I don't know what this ad is for, but we're not watching it.
Titanoboa. If you're scared of snakes, now might be a time to grab a quick snack. 60 million years ago, during the Paleocene
this was in the last one too.
In the swampy waters of what is now Colombia, there lurked the biggest snake that has ever lived, the Titanoboa. Clocking in at nearly 50 feet long and weighing a colossal 2,500 pounds, this supersized serpent was 10 times as heavy as the green anaconda that rules those same stomping grounds today. Sadly, though, Titanoboa never went toe-to-toe with the T-Rex. Existing just a few million years after the fall of the dinosaurs, Titanoboa reigned over the immense, swampy jungle where everything was hotter, wetter, and bigger than it is today. In keeping with this general theme of bigness, Titanoboa was so...
Are you amazed by the giant snake vamp?
...large that it pretty much defied the laws of physics. You see, every living creature has evolved under the constraints of gravity. The only reason why ludicrously massive creatures...
Thank you. It's one of my new redeems. I also fixed the red one because I didn't like the way it looked, so I edited it. I think it looks better now. But thank you. I like to call this the NV.
Just like the 100-foot blue whale are able to exist is because gravity doesn't affect giants as much in the sea. Scientists speculate that this is what Titanoboa must have exploited to reach its enormous size. The creature was so outsized that it probably wasn't able to get around on land very well and must have spent a large part of its time in the water, behaving more like a water-dwelling anaconda, despite looking something like a modern-day boa constrictor. You know, just imagine taking a dip in the river only to spot the skin of one of these enormous beasts on the bank nearby. If you're wondering what Titanoboa ate, the simple answer is anything it laid its eyes on. The giant snake was an ambush predator and relied on...
I like the animations in this video, though. You can tell he put a lot of work into it.
...on its incredible strength to squeeze the life out of its prey. Titanoboa lay in wait and hunted mostly large reptiles, gobbling down giant turtles and even crocodiles. Why, and even when Titanoboa went extinct, remains a mystery. But just imagine the havoc they'd wreak on us puny humans if they didn't. Jacalopterus. 3 words. Giant sea scorpion. I bet you never thought you'd hear those together in a sentence about a real-life animal. You'll be pleased to know that the now extinct group of Eurypterids, also known as sea scorpions, which belonged to the arthropod order.
Why are they called sea scorpions if they don't have a scorpion tail? It makes them a lot less scarier without the stinger.
Were mostly small creatures, about the size of a human hand. That is, except for the nightmare-inducing Jacalopterus, which lived around 460 million years ago during the Silurian period. This spiky sea scorpion grew up to 8 feet in length, easily making it the largest arthropod ever known. For a better idea of what it looked like, just imagine those face huggers from the Alien.
Oh my god, that's like those things in headliners that keep trying to jump on my face. It's all out of order because they would be too OP. True blue.
Franchise, scaled up to huge proportions with the ability to swim thrown in. Its segmented paddle-shaped body was similar to that of the bizarre horseshoe crab, except, much more giant. Jacalopterus moved swiftly underwater thanks to its oar-like back legs, which allowed it to swim rapidly after its prey. Beside its multiple specialized limbs, this marine monster was also equipped with—
Sorry, that animation, the fish looks so scary. Poor fish.
With huge spring-loaded claws, which it used to snatch up fish as they passed by. One fossilized spike claw discovered in 2007 even measured a whopping 18 inches across. There's no denying that if this giant sea scorpion had existed today, it could have used these grasping claws to grab you in a deadly embrace and crush your skull like an almond. The reign of the Eurypterids, including the terrifying Jacalopterus, was eventually brought to a sudden end thanks to the Permian extinction around 299 to 252 million years ago, which wiped out more than 96% of all marine life on Earth.
What? I've never even heard of that. Like everybody, I feel like everyone learns about the meteor or whatever and dinosaurs going extinct. But I've never heard about this one. What did he call it? The Permian extinction? 96% of all marine life on Earth? What caused that? Now I'm gonna have to Google that.
Phoberomus pattersoni. You may have noticed—
Or go on Wikipedia for like 4 hours and learn. It was you, Prince? I knew it. It's the cauliflower. It makes you evil.
That many animals in the prehistoric era were basically—
That's why I prefer broccoli. No offense.
Just souped up, jumbo-sized versions of some of the animals that still exist today. Well, allow me to introduce you to perhaps the most unnerving example of that theme. Phoberomus pattersoni. These real-life ratzillas were the biggest rodents to have ever walked the earth, clocking in at around 10 feet long, with another 5 feet worth of tail to boot. Remains of these repulsive rodents have been recovered from several sites in Argentina, Brazil, and Venezuela over the years.
Where's Stell?
Closest living—
I hope she's safe in bed. She does not want to see this.
Relative is the humble guinea pig. They were more similar in appearance to modern-day capybaras, despite being much bigger and heavier. Examination—
I wonder if they were chill like capybaras. Is it capybara or capybara? Because I feel like I've said it both ways, but they can't both be right.
Of the skeletons of these creepy rats.
That was capybara. Bara? Both ways? I like capybara. I like the way that feels when I say it.
Zillas suggest that they probably weighed around 800 kilograms.
Yeah, both? Okay.
Which is around the same size as an American bison.
What?
Phoberomus pattersoni's hind limb—
I've seen a bison. Like, in person.
Were massive compared to its slender front limbs.
But not close. It was in a zoo.
Which suggested it probably rested on its haunches while feeding, using smaller forelimbs to gather plant material. Much like the capybara, Phoberomus had a deep-set jaw and sharp front teeth, which were adapted for their gritty, herbivorous diet. Although they were plant eaters, these tremendous rodents would have had foot-long incisors.
But I feel like it's capybara, or at least that's in my head, because for a while on TikTok, that capybara song was really popular, you know? I think it's a Japanese song. And it would show like the videos were all just them chilling in like the natural springs, just having a good time.
Capable of causing some serious damage if you were to cross them. Phoboromus towered over wetlands and nearshore swamps until they mysteriously disappeared some 8 million years ago.
Mysteriously?
So, next time you squirm at the size of a rat on the street, just remember, it could be much worse.
I've literally never seen a rat outside of a pet store. Like, I've never seen one on the street, in a building, in person, outside of a pet store. Capybara Go was a fun game for a while. I don't think I played that.
Hallucigenia.
We need to
publicly
apologize to everyone who bought our titanium pro pan because we lied. Yeah, it's true. The pan is...
Well, why are you lying?
It's not unusual for paleontologists to have trouble deciphering.
One bit you? What? Like a wild rat sigh? You get a rabies shot, I hope? I've seen one the size of a cat. What? How big do rats get? They don't get as big as cats, do they? But there's different species of rats. Aren't European rats bigger, or am I wrong? I can't remember. Or like, isn't there like the great gray rat or something? I don't know.
What an animal looks like, especially when it's been extinct for 400 million years.
What?
But the case of hallucigenia was still much harder than most. In fact, scientists studied this thumb-sized worm for more than 50 years before they were able to determine where its head was. Take one look at this utterly ludicrous creature and you'll see what I mean. Back in 1977, British paleontologist Simon Conway Morris happened upon a bizarre half-inch long fossil that had been found in the Burgess Shale in the Canadian Rockies 66 years earlier. It had already been classified as an annelid worm, which includes leeches and earthworms, but Conway Morris didn't agree. In his opinion, the wacky organism could actually walk on several pairs of stilt-like spines, while it also had numerous tentacles sticking out of its back. He named the creature Hallucigenia because it was so nonsensical it resembled something you'd hallucinate during a bad trip. But in 1991, researchers Lars Ramskold and He Zieguan turned Conway Morris's idea upside down, literally. What he had identified as tentacles
Oh, it does. It looks like the aliens that drink coffee.
Were actually the creature's
In the Men in Black movies, I mean.
Legs. So the model was flipped. The spines, now located on the creature's back, were probably used for defense. It wasn't until 2015 that further analysis conducted by Martin Smith from the University of Cambridge, using an electron microscope and samples from the Burgess Shale, revealed which end was the worm's head, complete with not only a pair.
Hi, Zio. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate it. How are you? You don't have to answer if you're lurking, it's fine. But hi, thank you.
Of eyes, but a big smile of grinning teeth. Although scientists don't know exactly what Hallucigenia ate, the ring of teeth around its mouth were probably used to suck water and food into the gut. It may have been tiny, but there's no denying this floppy hallucination is seriously unnerving. Anthroplera. Most people feel uneasy around regular-sized creepy crawlies. But millions of years ago, these fearful creatures could grow to insane proportions. Case in point,
Ew.
Anthroplera, an 8.5-foot-long millipede.
Is this the same one we saw
the
before?
Earth during the late Carboniferous period, around 359 to 299 million years ago.
Oh my god.
Although it's likely that Anthroplera
That looks like a caterpillar almost. I like caterpillars. Those don't bother me.
was herbivorous and fed on dead plant matter like modern-day millipedes, there's no denying that it was still pretty darn terrifying. Fossil trackways that have been discovered suggest that these massive millipedes could move at speed, undulating hundreds of huge legs with unnerving rhythm and swerving to avoid trees and other obstacles. Anthropleura were the largest land invertebrates of all time, which means it's highly unlikely they had any natural predators. Their segmented bodies were so flexible, they could probably rear up to a defensive posture and look you straight in the eyes if they wanted to. These monumental insects went extinct soon after the end of the Carboniferous period.
Carboniferous period.
Began drying out, dramatically reducing the rainforests that were their natural habitats. But why don't we have such massive bugs nowadays? Well, the leading theory is that prehistoric insects got so big because they
The other one was Arthropleura?
benefited from the surplus oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere. During the period when Anthropleura lived, the rise of vast lowland swamp forests led to atmospheric oxygen levels of around 30%. That's almost 50% higher than current levels. So,
what the heck is our current oxygen level that we're just living on?
Next time someone says climate change isn't real, just introduce them to this super freaky, supersized millipede.
Okay, but if someone says that, they probably don't believe these things even exist. Let's be honest.
Mosasaurus.
Mosasaurus.
If you're a fan of the Jurassic World movies,
I am.
You may already be familiar with
the original ones more than the newer ones, but some of the newer ones are not bad. The current concentration of oxygen in Earth's atmosphere is 20.95% by volume. The remaining air consists primarily of nitrogen, 78.8%, with trace amounts of argon, I don't even know what that is, 0.93%, carbon dioxide, I know what that is, 0.4%, and other gases. Dang. So we're only getting like 20% oxygen?
The Mosasaurus, thanks to this awesome scene. But the thing is, the Mosasaurus isn't technically a dinosaur. These great marine reptiles are actually closely related to snakes and monitor lizards.
What?
But that doesn't make them any
Wait, they're not considered dinosaurs?
less terrifying.
Is that because dinosaurs are like birds? This is debunked too? Mosasaur like Jurassic is false? Why? Or in what way?
This gigantic warm-blooded carnivore swam the seas around the globe some 80 to 66 million years ago. Though no complete specimens have ever been found, paleontologists speculate that Mosasaurus probably reached lengths of 45 to 50 feet and weighed around 5
What is a blue whale? Like how many feet is a blue whale? Because aren't they super big too?
and a half tons. That's bigger than the average city bus. And
wait, is it the blue whale or the sperm whale that's the biggest? One of them is really big. Or like the largest whale currently.
Heavier than 2 adult rhinoceros. Look a little closer and you'll see that the captive Mosasaurus from the Jurassic World movies has 2 extra rows of terrifying teeth inside its enormous mouth. You might think that this is just a classic example of movie makers bending the truth for dramatic effect, but no.
Okay.
Just like modern-day snakes, Mosasaurus had pterygoid or fanged teeth inside their massive maw, which were anchored to bones in the roof of their mouth. These teeth, which were embedded in the fleshy tissue of their gums, made it easier to grip and swallow their prey underwater. Because of their relation to snakes and monitor lizards like the Komodo dragon, it's even possible that they had huge forked tongues, but we may never know for sure because soft tissues rarely fossilize. It should come as no surprise that Mosasaurus were wildly successful predators. Stomach contents have revealed that these aquatic brutes ate ammonites, bone.
Wait, how do they get stomach contents if they were just saying that, like, the fleshy tissue never fossilizes or almost never does? What? Sperm was the biggest, blue's the largest now? Do sperm whales not exist anymore? How did the blue overtake them? What?
Bony fish, sea turtles, other prehistoric reptiles like Plesiosaurus, and even seabirds. Their fossils have been found on every continent on Earth, even Antarctica.
What?
They even became the dominant marine predators during the Cretaceous period, until the KPG extinction event that ended the dinosaurs.
Oh my god. Whatever this is, no.
Rhinos wiped them out too. Whew. Triassic Kraken.
Ooh.
For centuries, fishermen have told tales of a terrifying sea monster capable of capsizing a ship and gobbling up its crew, the Kraken. These humongous beasts have made their way into their fair share of Hollywood movies. But did they ever really exist?
Yes.
In 1857, Danish naturalist Japetus Steenstrup examined a large, washed-up squid beak, measuring about 3 inches across. He concluded that the Kraken was real, and that it was a species of giant squid he named Architeuthis dux, or ruling squid. Since then, about 21 species of giant squid have been described, each from different body parts washed up on the shore. These elusive creatures roam the depths of the ocean, but it's hard to know exactly how big they get, because whole specimens are hardly ever found. Some estimates suggest that the colossal squid, the largest living species known only from beaks found in sperm whale stomachs, might weigh up to 1,500 pounds and reach 33 feet in length. It may not be a squid of Kraken size.
Wait, what? Wasn't the Kraken what Aquaman summoned? In like the movie, you mean, with Jason Momoa? I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember much from those movies. Yeah. I think you might be right, though. They weren't my favorite. Squidward? I don't think Squidward was a colossal squid. I think he's just a regular squid. They had tentacles?
Portions, but did such a beast once lurk in prehistoric waters? Well, Professor Mark McMiniman of Mount Holyoke College in South Hadley, Massachusetts thinks so. According to McMiniman, there could have been whopping 100-foot squids in the early Triassic period that preyed on ichthyosaurs, which were school bus-sized marine reptiles that looked a bit like modern-day dolphins. McMiniman first presented the idea in 2011.
Squidward is an octopus? What? Is he? That guy resembled Kevin Costner a little bit. The guy that was smiling. McMenamin.
At the annual meeting of the Geological Society of America in Minneapolis. He based his hypothesis on the bizarre discovery of 9 fossilized vertebrae from Ichthyosaurus in Nevada, arranged in linear patterns that he argues resembles that pattern of the sucker discs on cephalic tentacles. McMiniman referred to the fact that modern-day cephalopods are intelligent creatures, and that octopuses have been known to collect bones, shells, and rocks for their dens. But other paleontologists aren't so convinced, with some critics pointing to the lack of evidence that cephalopods actually stockpile their prey. Others have even accused McMiniman of simply reading the bones at the Nevada site like prehistoric tea leaves. But in 2013, McMiniman returned to the Nevada site and discovered another fossil. This time, a fragment that he thinks is the tip of a huge beak belonging to a Triassic kraken. Unfortunately, the unidentified fossil is too fragmentary to prove the size of the cephalopod it may have belonged to. While there's certainly little evidence of a truly monstrous squid alive today, McMiniman's theory suggests that there is reason to believe that squid reached stupendous sizes in the distant past. And when we consider that only 5% of the vast ocean has been explored so far, it's entirely possible that something much bigger and scarier than the giant squid once lurked beyond human reach.
The heck is that supposed to be? Leviathan? There's an episode why Squidward's dad called him Squidward as a joke. I don't think I've ever seen that episode. Oh, it's over.
If you had to bring one of these prehistoric horrors back from the dead, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching, guys.
Oh my god. I've been streaming 2.5 hours. Okay. There's another video in the playlist. It's another channel. Oh my god.
Want something?
Hey, B. Anyway. It's another channel that I've never watched before, so we'll see if it's good together.
You guys know there have been different animals
guy.
throughout history that
I don't know who
people
this is.
thought
Psycho
just
Polly.
randomly sighted in the wild in remote areas in the world. Today we're going to be
Can't wait to see your face when you watch the Netflix anime, the one that you posted in Discord. Yeah? Is it safe for me to watch on stream or should I watch it off stream? Is it it's the trailer though, right? It's like not the actual. Well, it can't be the actual anime. Not trying to get copyrighted.
talking about this iceberg chart right here about animals that came back from extinction. Of course, we'll be talking about more well-known things such as the coelacanth, the thylacine, and then further down we're getting into more obscure topics such as the Ice Age pig that they found, the takahe, an entire species that was living underneath one bush, and even companies that are claiming that they're going to try to bring back the woolly mammoth. Anyways, if you guys like animals and learning about ones that have gone extinct and been rediscovered, then sit back, relax, and
it's an anime for children? Okay. I'll take a look.
We will go ahead and get into this video. Starting off with tier 1, we have gray wolves. So most people don't know about this, but gray wolves actually almost went extinct after European settlers arrived in America and they started blaming their livestock losses on wolves. And so because of this, they had multiple centuries of extreme hunting where they had decades of government extermination programs where they would poison and trap and do these large-scale organized hunts that were explicitly designed to wipe out wolves. Now, by the mid-1900s, wolves were actually eliminated from the lower 48 states here in the US, which is, you know, all the states other than like Alaska, and obviously Hawaii is not included. Now, at one point, they believed
Hawaii's just not included.
That there was only a few hundred wolves left, probably like 300 individuals that were just living in northern Minnesota. But in the mid-1900s, they started repopulation efforts where they got the numbers up to about 60,000 in North America and about 5,500 in the lower 48. Now in modern day, I'm sure you guys have heard of this, there is this extremely controversial plan where
I'm slightly distracted by his bedroom or whatever room he's using. He's got like a katana, sword of some sort, some kind of helmet that is that the helmet from like 300? I don't know what this helmet is. I can't recognize it. He also has like a Nerf Fortnite edition gun back here. I don't know what this is. He's got some oh, is this the sword from Halo? I think it is. Anyway,
they're trying to reintroduce different gray wolf packs around the U.S., especially in Colorado. And they established 4 packs in Colorado, but it's very controversial because ranchers and farmers that have livestock are now dealing with this new predator that hasn't been there in a really long time. And anyways, in 2026, they actually stopped because of some legal issues they had going on. And now, not to sound like, you know, the Unabomber or Ted Kaczynski, but there is a common theme throughout this video where, like, either whenever someone moves into an area or there's a new human settlement, or specifically, like, right after the Industrial Revolution, humans immediately start waging war against nature, like, as soon as we had the power to do it. And instead of trying to, you know, find a balance where you protect your livestock rather than going out of the way to exterminate an entire, you know, population. But it is worth noting that
I literally believe if we ever, like, manage to make space travel normal and find aliens, we'll definitely try to fight them. We'll definitely throw hands, probably get blasted out of space, the whole planet blown up, you know. Hideo Kojima's latest game looks horrifying. I'm still sad he never made the Silent Hill game, PT. Well, that was the teaser or whatever. I still have that from when I downloaded it. It's still on my PlayStation. I never deleted it or uninstalled it, whatever. It's in a vid suggest? Okay, I'll take a look.
That, like, a lot of these extinctions you see because of us getting enough power after the Industrial Revolution to be able to do other things. And it's really weird to see that in the world just in general, and all throughout history. It's like there's a point where animals just immediately start dying because we realize we can really wipe them out. Moving on, we have the coelacanth. So I'm sure you guys have heard of this. This is like the really famous fish that they thought was extinct for like 66 million years. Like they assume it went extinct whenever a lot of the dinosaurs did. And the only reason that we even knew about it is because we found fossils of the fish. And anyways, it has the most insane rediscovery story. In 1938, there was this South African fisherman who was doing this deep sea netting when he pulled up this bizarre looking blue fish that had like limb-like fins. And so he knew it was something special and he gave it to a museum. And this was like the most shocking biological discovery of the 1900s, where they realized they had found an almost unchanged in 66 million years fish that was living in deep like 300 to 1600 foot water. And anyways, it was so crazy because it was like they just randomly found it. Still today, they are very rare. They think the population is possibly as few as like 500. And anyways, I'm sure like if you've played Animal Crossing, you've probably caught this fish. But yeah, insane story. Next up, we have white-tailed deer. So given how many deer, white-tailed deer that you see in the United States, you would probably assume that, you know, this population has always been here and it's one of the most hunted animals in the United States. Like it's a staple for us. But you'd be surprised to learn that they nearly...
You caught it on Animal Crossing? I probably did too. I've played all the Animal Crossing games. I've never... Well, you can't really beat them. It just goes on forever. But I always am really excited when a new one comes out and then I'll play it. Like binge play it and then I burn myself out and then I never play it again. Every once in a while I'll like check in like 2-3 years later. But that's it.
Went extinct like 100 years ago, really pretty recently. In the early 1900s, we just absolutely decimated these animals because of just rampant overhunting. There was a huge market for their hide and their meat, along with deforestation for farming. And I mean, there was insane accounts. For one example, there was this father and son duo in Minnesota in the 1860s that claimed that they killed 6,000 white-tailed deer between them during their life. And anyways, it was like a cataclysmic 99% decline by the 1890s. Across the Midwest region in the United States, they thought that they had like completely eliminated this species. And overall, the number was probably about only 300,000 left in the world, which for a prey animal is pretty small. But since they have done extensive...
He kind of looks like he's wearing makeup. I think he's wearing concealer. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just...
conservation programs and got the population back up to 30
maybe
million.
Some blush.
And now that's why, you know, we're able to hunt them today. Hunting is a very big part of conservation. I know a lot of
flashed before my eyes. It was really boring.
You don't like this video, Unks? It's educational, at least, compared to some of the others. And I don't know what else is in my list. Oh, the one after this is 15 scary hybrid animals that actually exist. I think that's what I was talking about earlier. Like zebras and donkeys can make zonkies, I think. And zebras. There's like a difference. But they're both real. Watch the Odie trailer and wake people up. Maybe the other people like this video though. We don't know. We don't know. Debra, not Debras. Well, yeah, kind of. Debras. Debras, I think. Prince, do you like this video? I think most people are lurking. Otherwise, I do a poll. Watch the video or skip to the next. Or watch the video that you recommended. The trailer. I don't know, I'm playing Cross the Road. See?
On it and think it's bad, but I mean, we kind of do have to hunt these animals because of the gray wolf. It's really important to realize that, you know, one of the main natural predators for deer was completely wiped out by us. And if we don't keep it in check, you know, we could have massive population decline from sickness or habitat destruction because of too much population.
Posted?
I remember my grandpa telling...
So that's like 2 votes for what Unk posted. Fine. We have watched a lot of animal things. Okay, wait. Which one is it, Unks? Not the clickbait. Vamp also posted something in my Discord. Suggestions. Oh, OD. Okay, I see it. Let me copy. OD first, then Netflix? What? It's only 2 minutes. Oh, because it's a trailer.
Hey, I'm Bob. Okay, that never gets old.
That's horrible AI. It's horrible. Then whatever you want, the playlist is there. I saw it. Is that a playing card? "10 years since the blank horror blank blank, the cursed blank have once again blank into the forbidden." Ugh. "Light the fires to celebrate their..." This building was from a 3D scan of an found in an... And then we're in a sinister ritual. The graphics do look realistic. I actually thought it was a movie trailer for a second. I thought I clicked the wrong thing. Watch my computer explode when I try to run it. Why is there a little baby? It's a candle and it's the umbilical cord? Is it gonna be like the baby from PT? What? Actually, I have a candle that's a zombie hand, and you light the fingertips, and then as it melts away, it leaves a skeleton hand behind. But I haven't lit it because I like it too much. She looks familiar. Knock. What does the OD stand for? For all players and streamers, Xbox. Is it only coming to Xbox? Or will it come to like PlayStation and Steam too? What was the other thing? Not clickbait? Are you sure I can watch that? Just from the clip, it looks a little sus. Let's see. Oh my gosh, what is this now? No.
Yellow crust.
Ew, my god. What is happening? What is this anime about?
I'm trying to gather my thoughts. I'm trying to just... They are actually, unironically, like, they are making an anime about drugs. Like, they're making, literally, the best way to summarize this is Moe Blob, lolly girls, do fentanyl. That's literally, that's literally what this is. Okay. Okay. We have finally reached the point where we're getting an anime about drugs. And it's cutesy Moe Blob characters at that. Like,
hi, Sanchez.
Bro. Oh. What is the comment? Hey, I saw this. Bro, it's... What? Like, dude, this is the craziest anime announcement I think I have seen in a very long time. Like, I think this is top 3 craziest anime announcements, because, unironically, I might get some heat for this take, but unironically,
why did he mute it?
Kinda looks good. Like, it looks like something I will probably enjoy. So we need to just address the elephant in the room here. Okay, so first off, this is being done by Studio Mappa. Yes, the Studio Mappa. The same studio that has made JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan's final season. They've done, Hell's Paradise.
That's a good one.
Chainsaw Man, the Chainsaw Man movie. You get the point. They are, quite the animation studio. Regardless of your personal feelings about, let's say, the anime they do, or your personal feelings about how they treat their employees, the point of the matter is that Studio Mappa does make good anime. They do. Like, you can't deny that. They make high quality projects that legitimately are the talk of the 2020s. Like, everything that they pretty much have made for the 2020s has been a successful mass hit from what I have seen. And so when I take a hard look at this anime adaptation, this feels like a weird middle ground between, like, mainstream anime.
I forget what it's called, but there's like a comedy anime, and the characters look a lot like this design style. I wonder if it's by the same author. I think it's called like Nichou, Nichou. It's on Crunchy. I can't remember, but I like it. I don't think it has a dub either. I think I watched it subtitled. Or maybe it does now, but I watched it subtitled. But they're like, principal is always hanging out in the courtyard where there's a deer. It's funny. It's like a comedy. One of the girls is a robot, if I remember right. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Anime fans, and then like Moe Blob cutesy enjoyers of anime. And let me explain how I arrived at this conclusion. So obviously the design of these characters, just straight up, they're Moe Blob. They are like the traditional cutesy Moe Blob like characters that, you can see in a lot of comedy slice of life shows. And the fact that you have Studio Mappa that is very well known for making hyper realistic or trying to make realistic looking anime that's just, very mature looking. I mean, let's look at Chainsaw Man, or, let's look at JJK. Seeing them go into a Moe Blob adaptation is, honestly, it's a whiplash. Now, I'm not saying they haven't done stuff like this before. They've done some different projects in the past, but this one really just takes the cake, because it's like, it has a blend of the art style that a lot of traditional anime fans enjoy, but it also clearly has action and quite an interesting topic. A very interesting topic that, I feel like, is... It's a dark topic, actually. I feel like looking at this is probably going to be a very dark anime. Like, the front appearance of this seems to be kind of just very funny or comedic and all that. Don't take it too seriously, and I could be wrong, maybe you shouldn't. But I feel like this is going to be like a kind of a very dark title, kind of addressing just like the damage that stuff like fentanyl and stuff like that can do to people. And I mean, I'm all for that. I think there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but it's quite a different anime. Like, it's not something I expected Studio Mappa to tackle.
This is for kids too? Are you sure? I'm pretty sure, at least here in the US, they're probably gonna rate it at least TV 14, if not higher. Which means it wouldn't be for children.
Cool, but here...
I mean, Japan's totally different. Like, the way they rate things there is completely what they consider appropriate. Doesn't usually fly here. Yeah, but then you can't really say it's made for kids. Because there's plenty of rated R movies on Netflix or shows that kids have access to, but it doesn't mean that it's for kids, you know? I just mean they're specifically not targeting that audience.
Here we are. I will say, though, that first impressions of this, I'm not against it. Like I said, I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, oh no, what is this? Like, this just looks like there's going to be propaganda and stuff, and maybe there might be, but the point is that I don't really hate it. There's not anything about this so far I've seen that makes me want to outright hate it. I think it looks cutesy. I think it's probably going to tell a very dark story, probably going to have some funny moments as well. It's going to have some crazy animation. I mean, this sequence alone is just insane, by the way. Holy crap, that tongue detail, by the way. But like, it's, yeah, I feel like this is gonna be interesting. I'm excited, honestly, to see when this comes out, because we don't necessarily know exactly when this is coming out. Like, it's a working title, apparently, like Jimoto Psycho, so we don't know if it's going to air this year or next year. I'm going to assume by how these announcements work, we might get this maybe either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. I could be wrong. This is Netflix, by the way, that announced it, so it's entirely up to how Netflix wants to release schedule stuff. But yeah, I kind of wanted to just take a few moments to talk about this, because it's like, yeah, that title, I'm not lying, that's...
Okay. He kind of is just repeating himself. I'm gonna go to another one. I mean, I'll probably watch it just to see what it's like. It's not my usual type, but you know. I watch all sorts of anime. The next one's like a game that Vamp actually put in there. We'll see. It's a game trailer. Why is it huge? Did I do that? It's in theater mode. Oh, there we go. Netflix.
Claire, are you okay?
No, my power's out. Let's just find a hotel.
Wait, is this a game on Netflix or what? I don't understand.
Oh, for the night.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, meet you downstairs in 10 minutes. Oh, hey, while you're in there, grab my sweater.
And where?
Your room. I see you in there.
Claire, I'm not in my room.
I'm like 85% sure I saw someone standing in your bedroom.
There's no one else here, okay?
What's going on? Ava, there's someone! No. He's coming. Hi.
Oh my god.
The fire escape. Climb out the window. Go.
It's stuck.
Pry it open.
I gotta get out of here. Fuck.
It's okay.
Where the fuck is that screwdriver?
You got this. Just keep moving.
God, I don't want to die.
She should have moved the shelf in front of the door. The other game I posted, my friend said it was okay. Alrighty.
Oh my god.
Ew.
Come on, motherfucker.
Play soon. So it's on Netflix? That's weird. I know they have games and stuff on there. Like, I see them when I'm scrolling, but I've never been tempted to like stop and play one. Alright, that was interesting though. Unhinged. I mean, it looks like the kind of game I would play, let's be real. That part's true. And then, Sai, you posted a playlist. Tales of Revenge. Are they long videos? Let me look. I don't know why I'm asking. I can just look. Be Amazed Part 8. Oh, they're not in order. I guess it doesn't really matter. 22 minutes. They're not very long. What? Are they all good? Oh, some of them are really old. It looks like it starts from the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here. My friend does all horror games. Ooh. Should I start from the bottom or should I just start from the top so that way it just auto plays? Let's watch a little bit of this first one and see how it is. Oh my god, an ad. Right off the bat.
From sadistic sandwiches to burning buildings, prepare yourself for some more sordidly sumptuous schadenfreude as we take a look at even more extreme stories of revenge that went too far. A secret snip. Reddit user A Quiet Borderline posted a diabolical story shared with them by their late friend, who we'll call Nina. Nina was an only child with 2 loving parents, but they'd had such a difficult pregnancy that her dad had chosen to get a vasectomy after she was born. For a time, everything was great. And then when Nina was in college, her mom was diagnosed with extremely aggressive ovarian cancer. You'd think her husband would be as supportive as he could, right? About that. While her mom slowly decayed in a hospital bed, her dad started an affair with a coworker, one that was only a few years older than Nina. Ew. We'll call her Stacy. Stacy began grafting herself into Nina's family like a parasite, staying at the house, shopping for them, and even sitting with Nina's mom at the hospital.
What?
Then after Nina's mom tragically passed away, Stacy moved into the house. Nina knew that her dad had been cheating, and that Stacy had been a lying, two-faced rat to her mother in her last days. Understandably, she was furious, but rather than confront
I'm
them,
assuming she never told the mom because she didn't want to like stress her out.
she hatched a devilish plan. See, Stacy was desperate to have kids one day and had spoken about it numerous times. Because of this, Nina realized her dad couldn't have told her about the vasectomy, and as the years rolled on, it became clear he had no intention to. So, Nina played the long game. She pretended to be happy when Stacy and Dad announced their engagement, acted like a true friend to Stacy, and didn't say a word about her dad's snip for decades. But when she eventually got married and had kids of her own, she noticed the pained look on Stacy's face and couldn't help but smile. Then during one of their girl days, Nina found her moment. Stacy was distraught, confiding in Nina how much she'd always wanted children, but no matter how hard they'd tried, it never happened. Now she was entering menopause, so her chance was gone forever. Nina sat there straight-faced and said, "What, Dad didn't tell you?" Then proceeded to reveal to her the devastating secret she'd kept concealed for her whole life: her dad's vasectomy. The fallout was beyond explosive. Stacy was distraught, angry, and broken, and immediately filed for divorce. Nina had no sympathy. This woman had integrated herself into her dying mom's life as she was being intimate with her husband. She cut both her and her furious father out of her life and never looked back.
I feel kind of bad for the kids though, because that was their grandparents. But you know, deserved. True, I guess.
Cockroach chaos. I'm a tough guy, but I do have one weakness: bugs. So this next submission from a viewer I'll call Billy made me pee my pants. Billy was a student at the time, and school was organizing a classroom sleepover. The day of the sleepover, he turned up with his pal Kev, who'd brought along a special teddy bear that meant a lot to him. Only thing was, someone else had their eye on the teddy. A bully I'll call Grunkle waited for everyone to leave the classroom before slithering over,
I thought Grunkle meant grumpy uncle.
picking up the beloved bear and ripping it in two. Naturally, Kev was distraught. Sure, he could buy a new one, but it wouldn't be the same. Following the heartbreaking incident, the teacher checked the CCTV footage and learned the sorry truth. Shamed, Grunkle was suspended for 3 days. All's well that ends well, right? Wrong. See, over those 3 days, Kev's parents got angry. Really angry. More needed to be done. So, before school one day, they beckoned their son over and gave him some very specific instructions. He was to place a plastic container inside Grunkle's locker. But not just any old container. One filled with cockroaches. Nervous but excited, Kev took the container and planted it where his parents had told him to. Later that day, when the bully noticed the strange container, curiosity got the better of him and he cracked it open, only to be utterly covered in an army of cockroaches. With a blood-curdling scream, he ran from the room. Poor old Kev was suspended for a month, but Billy reckons it was worth it. And I have to agree with him.
Why did he get a month, but the other guy, or the kid that was like a little menace, only got 3 days? What the heck? Ooh, Yona of the Dawn Season 2? Oh, barely in production, though. Oh. Waited this long, right? What's another few months or a year? Bury my character? What? Did you respawn? Are you good now?
Great Halls of Fire. Sometimes revenge isn't the answer. I know. But if your target is a deranged psycho, things can escalate quickly. A viewer named Jessica found this out the hard way back in 2022. She'd just bought her first home, a lovely little cottage, and invited her childhood friend Angie over. The pair reminisced about their childhood and remembered their old bully, Harper. Harper had made their lives hell, and they'd always dreamed of enacting sweet revenge on her. Well, there and then, they decided to make good on that dream. Electing to keep their payback small so
how much wine did they drink?
They snuck over to Harper's house, toilet papered her roof, and placed some creepy gnomes in her garden. Ha, a reasonable amount of payback for a childhood bully, right? Well, apparently Harper didn't think so. That night, Jessica was awoken by a loud knock at her door. Half asleep and afraid, she got up with a broom in one hand, her cell in the other, and opened the door to find nothing. Slowly, she stepped outside to investigate but couldn't see anything. Then the uneasy silence was broken by the piercing sound of her smoke alarm. Jessica sprinted back inside to find no other than Harper stood there with a box of matches and a can of gasoline. She must have snuck in after Jessica left the house. Instinctively, Jessica grabbed Harper and sprinted outside just before her cottage exploded into flames. Jeez. That's what I call psycho behavior. Just a shame it was the bad guy that came out on top. If you love the sweet smell of revenge...
Wait, did she not call the police on Harper? Shouldn't Harper have gone to jail? I mean, TPing and leaving creepy gnomes is annoying, but not as bad as burning someone's house down.
Why not treat yourself to our brand new revenge poster? See what forms of potent payback you can spot around Vengeance Village, with more than 70 of our best true stories. From poop deliveries to bug-filled bags, they're all here. Heck, you can even get a few ideas yourself. So, what are you waiting for? Head over to the description and click on our store. Or scan the QR code on screen right now to grab one. Now, back to more epic revenge.
Is this an ad or what is this? What's happening? No. Oh, it's an ad.
Thanks, Mike.
See you next month.
So you can get these delivered? It's
For
literally
water.
water.com. Your favorite water brand.
Slot machine mayhem. Gambling is addictive, destructive, and can cause irrevocable damage to your bank account. So it's only natural to feel a little salty after losing, right? Well, in Italy in 2013, a man named Nura Bregu headed to a bar to try his luck on the slot machines. He lost, then lost again, then lost a whole lot more. Before he realized it, he had no cash left. In fact, bystanders heard him muttering that he'd lost a crippling $5,500 in the last 2 weeks. Holy cow. Blinded with rage, Nura stormed out of the bar. The other patrons carried on with their day as normal, but then unexpectedly, Nura returned. And this time, he was brandishing a friggin' axe. Enraged, the man leapt into a frenzy, smashing and slashing his way through 7 different slot machines. Like some kind of gambler berserker. Then, his lust for revenge satiated, he clambered over the wreckage of his foes, gave a thumbs up, and waited calmly out front for the cops to arrive. What a king. As far as I'm concerned, those slots had it coming. Sandwich Slayer. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Don't mess with a man's lunch. A viewer that we'll call Gareth wrote in to tell me a story of lunchtime evil that'll make your skin crawl. And if you've got a tale of revenge you'd like to share, send me an email at revenge@beamazed.com and you could make it into the next video, just like our boy Gareth. See, every day, Gareth would bring a homemade sandwich to school, and every day, a bully, who we'll call Bob, would yank the sandwich out of the guy's hands, eat it in front of him, and laugh.
That's definitely a bully's name, for sure, 100%.
Sacrilege. Well, one day something snapped inside Gareth. It was one stolen Sammy too far. That night, when making his sandwich, he made some little adjustments. Gone were the tomatoes, the lettuce, and the cheese. In their place was a brand new, the secret ingredient that Bob was sure to love. The next day, lunchtime rolled.
Look, he's a ginger.
Around, and sure enough, there was Bob, lumbering over like some hideous sandwich goblin. But he wasn't going to get away with it this time. As usual, the bully snatched the sandwich from our hero's hands and, without looking at it, took a big old bite. With a smug grin on his face, he chomped and chewed until he tasted something decidedly not delicious. Blood. Suddenly realizing his mouth was in agony, Bob spat out the sandwich and opened wide to inspect what he'd just eaten. His mouth was filled with sharp thumbtacks. Big Bob was rushed to the ER, and although he suffered no lasting injuries, he learned a valuable lesson. Don't mess with Gareth. And I hope this goes without saying, y'all, but while Gareth's revenge here may taste sweet, don't go feeding anybody tacks, or anything else sharp for that matter. It's an incredibly dangerous thing to do, and could cause serious injury, if not death. Billboard Blue.
Does he never ask like follow-up questions to the emails he gets? Like, did you get suspended? Did you have to go to jail?
Blues. Cheaters are the lowest of the low. Anybody that'd be unfaithful to a partner deserves everything they get. Just ask Michelle, the friend of a viewer. Michelle was head over heels for her husband, Mike, and the pair had been perfectly happy for 8 magical years. At least, that's what Michelle thought. One day, she returned home from work to find a very pregnant woman eating chips on her couch. What? Mike explained that the woman was named Jessica. She was pregnant with his child, and they decided to be together. As if that wasn't terrible enough, the two had also decided that it was best if they live there, in the home Michelle shared with Mike, while she should go back to her mom's house. Distraught and defeated, our girl packed her bags, left the house, and drove to her mother's.
What?
But the shock and sadness quickly subsided and was replaced by a white-hot rage that consumed her entire being. How dare she treat her like that? They'd been together 8 years, and that was how it ends? No, not that easily. So the next day, she got to work on a plot that would destroy their newfound bliss. First things first, she ran to the bank to freeze the joint account she shared with Mike. Then, while the adulterous pair were out, she hired a locksmith to change all the locks on the house. At the same time, she had movers grab all her belongings right down to the toilet paper. Then it was time for the final step. Michelle sent out dozens of invitations to a surprise party at the house the next day to celebrate Mike's new life. And to make sure the party got the attention it deserved, she also took out a huge billboard on the front lawn. Yes, you heard that right. It scathingly read, "Congratulations on leaving me for your pregnant lover, Mike. I hope the baby doesn't inherit your infidelity. Burn." Then she went back to her mom's place and waited. The next night, Mike called right on cue. He screamed, demanding to know what was going on. Why were there so many people outside the house? What's with the incriminating billboard? Why can't he open the front door? With a smirk a mile wide, Michelle calmly explained that the house is actually in her name, so she can do whatever she wants with it. Then, just as they'd done to her, she recommended the unfaithful pair go and stay with Jessica's mother instead, and promptly put the house up for sale, leaving them with nothing. But if you thought that was the end, think again. She even went so far as to hire someone dressed as a pregnant woman to deliver the divorce papers.
Stop! He's already dead.
So let's get this straight. Mike had no home and barely any money now that he couldn't access their joint account. But at least he still had Jessica, right? Well, in one final twist to the tale, Michelle received a phone call from her. Sobbing, she apologized for her actions, lamenting that Mike had no means of supporting her now, and she still had a baby on the way. It wasn't looking good for their newfound relationship. Michelle simply informed her that the circus is always looking for new members and hung up, utterly savage.
Some of these, I don't know. Some of them don't seem very realistic. Like they seem like
have you been researching
made up stories to get people's attention. They're too satisfying, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's random forum stories. That's what it feels like. It feels like because I used to be on Reddit a lot, reading like the, you know, creepypastas and things. Well, I mean, people submit them, so I could make up a story and submit it to him. It's not like he's gonna fact check it. You know? They're supposed to be real. But that's what they sound like to me. It's like Reddit posts. I'm pretty sure there's a Reddit revenge, actually, now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure. Alright. Some of them were interesting, though. This is the like most recent one, though, too. It's not the oldest. I probably should have started with the older one. He does research if it's true? Okay. I believe you. They just sound a little far-fetched to me, just a teeny bit. Alright. I'll be honest, I'm done with this one. 3-hour mark, going longer. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna call it here. Yeah, I looked over and saw it was 3 hours. And it's a Wednesday, so I have to work tomorrow. And I'm getting a little tired. I enjoyed watching all the different videos, though. Thank you all for the recommendations. I also really enjoyed learning about the animals. Freaking love that stuff. And if it wasn't true, you would say it in the video? Okay. I believe you, Sai. What am I doing? I'm tired. Alright. I don't know what to go to. Usually I go to like a menu page or something, but there really isn't one here. I don't know. I don't see nothing. I'll just leave it paused on this, I guess. Anyway, alright. I'm gonna go to bed. Well, I'm gonna get something to eat and then I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks for hanging with me, everybody. I appreciate it as always. I hope you all have a good day or good night. Stay safe.
You're such a good girl. You know that? You're amazing. You're beautiful.
Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay awesome. And hopefully I will catch you at the next stream, which will be Friday. Which I think is a collab stream. I'm not sure. I have to double check. But I'll be here. Either way, whether it's with someone else or alone, I will be here. Thank you for the warm hug, Sai. I appreciate it. All of you have a good night. I'm going to bed. Bye.